this world. Being human and being wrong. Everyone keeps telling me to grow up fast, and that is so tough. You run my head around it. Your unfair rules, ego tripping to look. We do people know we're in this world. If we're surviving, get into anything, stay alive. Hating one, making hard, worthless game that never wins. Having the darkness in the end. 何が正しくて何が間違っているんだ。僕はただここで生きてると叫びたいだけ。I have voices going by my true name. I will never give up on this way anymore. Nobody can stop me. This is the way I am. I execute you, drop dead, baby. Yeah. So this is the way I am. Yeah.
Alright, welcome back to Hentai Prison. I was watching the VOD yesterday and I realized that I didn't set the ducking for the audio. No, I did set it up, but I was sending the game audio to a different audio source, so it wasn't doing the ducking. So I was like, alright, you know what, never mind. Let's continue. It's 6 a.m, so if my brain's dead, it's, you know, you kind of just now, man. I've been awake since 3 or 4 doing laundry.
貴様どうしたその青タンやんちゃ坊主かかわいそうに
The large bruises around my eyes have almost healed. Chisato arrived earlier and is now completely absorbed in writing with her pencil. She's using scraps of paper instead of full pages. It's not the story, is it?
いつからそこにいたんだ
Quite a while ago.
声かけて
It's not the story, so it's probably a poem. I finally understand the meaning of Kurebayashi's words. It must be wonderful because it's something you're writing.
なんでほっぺ膨らませてるの
But I only want you to think about the story while you're here.
拗ねてるのか
Chisato shakes her head.
ちゃうよ
Huh?
いろいろ感情が落ち着かない時とかあるから
Your emotions are unsettled?
考え事してる時とか頭がいっぱいになるでしょだから溢れた感情をこうやって紙に吐き出して心を整理する
I guess I can end up running in circles when I'm stuck thinking inside my own head. There was a time when I couldn't decide whether to keep my socks or my watch on when getting naked. And it took me about 3 hours to conclude.
それとは一緒にしてほしくはない
Alright, whatever. In the end, I decided to keep the watch because I didn't want to lose track of time. It seems Chisato is doing the same. Could it be that you wrote the poems in the newspaper for the same reason?
ね
She started by randomly submitting the poem she wrote to organize her various feelings.
その時の感情をなくしたりしないといいなって思うから
Humari, they represent her current state of mind. When I think about it, I can really empathize with that.
分かって偉いからお姉さん褒めてあげよ
Okay, Onesan. Sincerely, thanks.
う。ご褒美何欲しい？
Show me what you wrote.
絶対やだ。
When I try to look at the paper, she hides it completely.
これ詩じゃないし、投稿するつもりもなかったし。
She looks extremely reluctant. I've never seen her like that before. Then, when the game is finished, show it to me.
それならいいよ。
She promises.
それまでは内緒ね。
She carefully places the stack of papers between the pages of a book. I look forward to being able to read them once the game is done.
シナリオの方もね、たくさん書いたよ。
Chisato places a stack of pages in front of me. When I open it, it hits the table with a thud. There are dozens of pages. This much?
うん。夜に紙の切れ端に書いて、こっちで清書した。
It seemed that she secretly turned her ideas into tangible form in her cell, then transcribed them here. That's certainly efficient and rational.
時間いっぱいあるもんね。
There are still about 40 minutes left of the evening break. Maybe if we have enough time to finish writing the climax.
で、書いたんだけど、
Sincerely, thanks.
献血の部分書き直したい。
Sumari, she wants to kakikairu this entire manuscript. It's been a while since I used that word. Rewrite. Why?
爆発が足りない。
The typical of a demolitions expert. I think to myself. In this game, the pervy ESP story, the climax goes like this. The boss is a female PASPer who lives as a typical female teacher in the town of Sugeshiro. While playing the whole role of a good citizen, she's a homicidal maniac who enjoys killing people. Wait, is this CG from? Well, you know, I never read the Gitashi, so maybe this. Anyway, the teacher possesses the red fragment of the Lust Stone, which allows her to make other PESPers go wild and unleash their abilities. She drives the heroine's ability to control time out of control and manipulates her into seeking revenge against the protagonist. There's no way to counter the ability to stop time, and the protagonist's side is completely overwhelmed. Is that yeah, that's the outline of yeah, the doctor, and I think she has the same voice actress. Maybe she played the role in the Kadashi or something. I'll look later in VNDB. The protagonist accepts his fate as she chokes him out. This is how it should be. The protagonist feels a sense of guilt for having killed the heroine's Otosan. He believes that in that he can atone for his sins. If you're the one who kills me, I'll die happy. The heroine shedding tears of blood is on the verge of a complete breakdown.
全ては私が操っていたというのに、まったくバカな子たちね。
You guys VA, I guess. In reality, the crimes of many oppressed man were also orchestrated by the teacher. She aims to instill fear in the normal individuals and build a world of abnormal desires. Separated from the heroine, but realizing that ejaculation is related to his abilities, the protagonist resolves to retain his semen. Now, this will become my power! By masturbating to the pictures of the heroine, he increases his power. Initially, his ability was only strong enough to create a whirlwind, but now it conjures up a mighty storm. I have a connection with the town and its people. I no longer need my PESP. Is it enough to completely destroy the lust veins buried underground and make the ability known as the PESP disappear?
父を殺し私の愛する人までその恨みをここで
The heroine seeks revenge against the teacher, who has lost her powers. Yamero, she's just a normal human now. There's no point in taking revenge against her. If you kill her, you'll become a murderer too. This line. Because he believes that he has killed someone. The protagonist's words carry a heavy weight. You're a normal human now. You don't have to feel lonely anymore. Because we have so many friends here. This will be accepted by the town without their special abilities. Yes, because people should be able to understand and connect. It's very good. The tension kept me gripping to the end. And especially the part where those with abnormal desires protected the town. That's great. That was all Chisato's idea.
菅城町ってモデルみたいなんある
Not particularly. I think this is a reference to Nukidashi, but again, I didn't read it, so I'll eventually get to it, I guess. I don't have any special memories of the place I used to live.
だったら私ん地元にしようかなあまし覚えてないけど
The pyrotechnician's town.
うんちっちゃい頃しかいなかったけどで主人公がいろんな施設での戦いと同時に街に愛着を持っていくとか一度倒した相手のお店遊び行ったり
So he starts to like the place he lives in.
自分が住んでるとこ好きになれたら幸せだよね
That might be true. And so the story turns out that way. I think it is fantastic. But Chisato seems to be dissatisfied with it, no matter what.
復讐させちゃダメか
She wants to change this ending and have the heroine successfully achieve revenge, Fukushu, and kill her enemy, Teki. Anyway, the empty heroine's only goal was to seek revenge for her beloved Otosan. She struggled with her feelings for the protagonist. You called it a better ending before, right?
それとはちょっと違くて
She clenches her fists and moves them back and forth, not knowing what words to use.
物語にはこういうのよくある
She then spreads her hands about shoulder width apart, making a universal gesture for, let's put that aside for now.
第三者や読者にとっての正解の結末がキャラクターの意に反してる場合ってあるよね
Goes against their intentions?
例えば主人公の選択は不幸せにつながるからとか考えを改めるみたいな
You mean like emotional revenge brings nothing?
うん今回の場合だと人を殺すって悪いことだからそれをしないようにヒロインを説得
Chisato explains that when the protagonist's actions deviate from societal norms, they are often brought back to a state of correction and normalcy. I like the quotations of correction.
他にも洞窟の中で暮らしている人が壁に映る影を実物だと思い込んでいる場合洞窟の外に出して本物を見せてあげるのが幸せなのかみたいな
You should be familiar with the story, guys. Anyway, I think I understand. Somehow. However unfortunate someone may seem, if that person is happy inside their own heart, is it really a kindness to set them straight? maybe most stories choose outcomes that the average reader will consider good.
でもきっとヒロインもいろんな辛いことあったと思うんだ。
She was from a single parent family and loved her otosan as the only family she had. Because of the final boss, she became an orphan without any family. Even if she were to achieve revenge, she would have to bear the burden of being a murderer.
だからせめて復讐くらいさせてあげたい。
It seems that Chisato wants the character to achieve what she desires the most, even if it means the story won't wrap up neatly.
それにこの一般論に落ち着くために主人公が言わないことを言ってるって思う。主人公だけにはこの子だけには好きな人のこと固定させてあげてほしくって。
No matter what happens, the protagonist and the heroine should support each other's feelings. Even if achieving revenge means living with the guilt, the two ought to face it together.
この子の意志を尊重してあげたい。
For her, that would be the ultimate happy ending.
それでお話の最後に大きな花火をあげたいんだ。
And that's also for her sake?
ううん、それは爆発が足りないから。物語の最後はやっぱり爆発。すべて灰になってコパみじん。
I feel like I understand Chisato's words very well.
私このヒロインの子すごく好きだ。
I guess Chisato's placing herself as the heroine. You know, her self-insert or something. I don't know, but like, well, she treats the characters in the story as real people.
私この子と一緒にずっと恋してきたから。
It feels like Chisato is expressing herself so clearly, which is rare for her.
だからすごく思い入れあるよ。
Even though not too long ago she couldn't even properly make a request. Then let's go with your idea.
本当？
I haven't even considered that, but it might make the protagonist and heroine happier. Besides, this is a story about people with abnormal sexual preferences who have been rejected by society. It might be more in line with the theme I came up with. Living life, not looking forward, but facing down the past. Even if it means seeking revenge and carrying a heavy cross. Facing backwards and running at full speed. I think it would be a good story to have. The protagonist has the capacity to accept the heroine, so I don't think it will feel out of place.
ないよ。ないように私ちゃんと書くよ。
It feels relieved that her proposal was accepted.
よかった。よかったね。
Oh, I'll be right back. My dryer's done. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. She seems to be emotionally invested in the heroine. Do they should go this far? Wait, I think it did that thing, that annoying thing. Let me reread in case it didn't get recorded. I fucking hate OBS, man. Sometimes. She seems to be emotionally invested in the heroine. The thing should go this far. Great work, Chisato.
そう。
You're a tensai.
また私大切にされてる。
A prodigy.
そして恋人に言われてると一味違うぞ。
What did she just say? What did she just say? Oh wait, did he already confessed, right? Oh yeah, he did. Okay. Sorry, I forgot. He already confessed there.
何してんでしょうあれ。引きこもり脱出プログラムの自己肯定感向上過程ですか？
What's she saying? Whatever. Since our tensei requested it, the climax scene has to be rewritten.
まあ何でもいいか。控えめに言ってめちゃ興味ないですし。
Okay, it's not her. Whatever. It seems it will take a bit of time to come up with an ending. Then, let's start by writing the part we put aside.
後回しにしたところっていうと。
The sex scene. We didn't know what to write for this part, so we put it aside for a while.
あ、それも一応書いた。
Impressive. さすがだな。
私は偉い。また褒めてもらう。
Actually, さすがだな was enough instead of saying impressive. Anyway, I received a manuscript from her and start reading. I like she keeps repeating that she likes receiving compliments, but again, it's an obvious show that she's not used to it. She's saying that out loud. It's S&M. It is a shockingly intense S&M scene.
あれ、ダメだった？
I think it might be an acquired taste.
うん。
She doesn't seem to understand.
ファッション雑誌にもオラオラ来る狼系男子に胸キュンって書いてあったから。
Is that so?
そういう本探して読んだ。
What kind of books?
マルキドサド。
I decided to read it out of curiosity. It is a book by the person who inspired the term S, meaning sadism. Why would such an extreme book be in the prison?
誰も読んだことないから。
I see. I think to myself, and your writing style is very unique.
独特。
Try reading it.
主人公は濡れそぼったその蜜壺に接吻を施す。まだ十数年しか育っていない若枝のような死体には緩やかな曲線の広がる乳房とともにみずみずしい柔らかさを伴っていた。
Oh, she writes. Oh, okay, I get it.
まぐわう若き大牛のオス肉は徒長したけり狂っている。ああ、いいわ、いい、来てほしいの今すぐに。彼女の印鑑は今にもう芽吹こうと熱くうずいているようであった。
This, feels like this kind of smut an old man would read.
私はおじさん。
Watashi wa oji-san. Wait, I literally am an oji-san. Oh shit. Anyway, looking at the bright side, it does show off her rich vocabulary. But since this is the first time, it would be better to be a bit more approachable, I think to myself. A common but still arousing fetish. Exhibitionism would be perfect. In a game that expresses perversion, having normal sex scenes is contradictory.
露出は違う。
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong about having something contradictory. It kind of goes to show it's very special if it's like, you know, it's like watching Shimonetta or some shit. You know, the whole show was about expressive things about reproduction, sex, and all that shit. But when it comes to the real thing, the protagonist and the heroine are both like, you know. Anyway, actually, she's a character that represents a part of my heart that loves exhibitionism.
露出はない。最初から露出は難易度高いと思う。というか、どうかと思う。あと勝手に表現しないでほしい。
Okay, couldn't understand everything, but she did mention he should have said something about it at the beginning, at the start or something. After that, the result of tumultuous, which means heated, as Chisato explains to me. Debate.
変態懲役だけが読むとは限らないもんね。
We decided to write a boring sex scene that anyone would do. Alright, let's try writing it.
よし、書くぞ。
What exactly do people do during normal sex?
一般的なファビュラスについて
I don't know, so I asked my onesan.
普通のファビュラス。お姉ちゃんファビュラスしたことないから。
By the way, fabulous is a code word for sex that I came up with recently. It's difficult to ask without the guards finding out, so I came up with a cipher just the two of us know.
ファビュラスがマーベラスなのはラクロスとかのヘラクレス的なところが大きいと思うんだけど、でもアンビエンスとか。
The call got cut off. The code words were too long, so my 10 yen wasn't enough. Next time, I'll use shorter words. I think to myself. Wait, how does he update his Onechan about like which code words to use and all? He has to explain it at some point, right? How does she know? Anyway.
普通のセックスについて
I still don't understand, so I asked Higuchi sensei as well.
普通のだったらまず前儀してから
What's foreplay?
フェラとかクンニとかもちろん抱き合ったりキスとか愛情を確かめ合った後にね
Affection?
それで濡れたら挿入大人だからって何でもわかるわけじゃないの
You know, Erica, one day you will climb the stairs of adulthood. Anyway, I'm sorry.
前にも言ったけど私趣味が結構アブノーマルっぽいから子供に教えるようなセックスしてきてないし
Something, it feels doubtful. It feels doubtful. More than exhibitionists.
修一郎さんみたいに自分の中で折り合いがついてないから大変なのよいい年だしね恋愛とかセックスとかもうこの年になると死ぬほど面倒でその割に加齢とともに性欲は強くなってくるしなんなら生理とかも来なくなってほしいっていうかでも子供は
I wish I could understand her rants right now. She seems to be struggling with it. Being an adult is really tough. I think to myself. At times like this, I should leave her alone. Sayonara, sensei.
はいさよならね最後にしたのいつだったかな
Okay, at least she did it. At least she did it. But like, she acted as if like she doesn't know. Like, not like doesn't know, acting like she okay, acting like dumb. But like, I don't know. Good to know that at least she isn't. She has experience. Or is it for you guys? I don't know. Anyway, recently, due to Chisato's influence, I have started reading books more often. Although I don't really understand literature, I have begun to understand the pleasure of engaging with the content. Thanks to that, I have also recently started to understand difficult words that Chisato uses and begun to be able to use them myself. Especially since literature is chock full of sex, I thought I might be able to get some hints there. However, the books in the facility always censor anything that would be considered sexual, so the prisoners can't see the details. Except for like the books that no one reads, for some reason. Yeah, I don't know about that, but whatever. Huh? Some of them are completely black, like post-war textbooks, and I can't read them at all. What do you mean some post-war textbooks are completely black? Huh? Are you saying that any book about the war? There's some books that straight up just all the pages are black. I haven't seen any. I haven't even heard of that. What is that true, chat? What? Anyway.
バカだな。そういうのはこうして裏返して体育後のワイシャツ越しブラジャーみたいにスカスと見えるようになるんだよ。
An older fellow tells me with a smile.
この世に見通せない闇なんてないんだ。パワーつけろよ。
Saying that, he leaves. Although I never seen that guy before, I decided to listen to his advice. Even when I turn the book upside down, I still can't read it. For the time being, I decided to read the Marquis de Sade book that Chisato referred to. I don't know how to pronounce French, man. There's no one's name written on the loan slip, so it seems that no one has actually read it. There are also several other books by the same author lined up without any signs of having been picked up. Father Jerome. Among them, there is one with a title I've heard before. Sister Julia laughed after she said the name. Was that a joke? I didn't understand why she found it so funny. But if there was a meaning to it, then maybe it was more dangerous than it sounded. She's someone that Kugitani-san is also keeping an eye on. So for now, I decided to read this book as well. Nah. When I return to my seat, Chisato looks up with a sleepy face. Nothing that wasn't blacked out. Most of the books that Chisato told me she had read are now too censored to be legible. Take this one for example. I handed her an old tattered book. She said it was one of the most interesting ones she had read before. It seems that anything deemed sexual or dangerous is being censored on an ongoing basis. What's the content of this one? Uh-huh. The Saksha. Oh, it's the name of that director. The director of Pulp Fiction. Anyway. Foot fetish. It seems the regulations are becoming more severe each year. I wonder what standards are now. I think to myself. Apparently, the book is a collection of short stories, and the last one doesn't involve feet, so it wasn't censored. How come I felt like I heard this story before? Anyway, it seems like a very humorous work. Sounds sincerely interesting. She seems to really like this work. Kind of makes you think what happened to her past. Anyway. Since I never heard Chisato praise something so much, I'm getting interested as well. I decided to borrow that book along with the one from earlier and give it a read. Anyway. I nod. It's hard to write without reference material. Preparing reference materials is an important part of my job. It may be difficult until at present, but that's just an excuse. I'm frustrated that I can't get you anything. It feels overwhelming. Oh, you don't have to do it or something like that. If you have sexual experience, writing about it shouldn't be that difficult. The reason it has come to this is because I'm a dote. Come to think of it, Mone-san said something like this before.
エッチなものを書く人ってね、童貞とか処女の人が多いんだって。
Is that so?
意外でしょ？
But how can someone who had never had create fabulous scenes?
そんなことするなら先に恋人作ればいいのにって思うじゃない？
Exactly.
でもね、案外そういう人の方がなんていうのかしらね、リビドーが弾けるみたいなの。
Overflowing libido.
エロゲのエッチシーンは通常じゃ考えられないようなものが多いそうなの。
Unimaginable.
行為中におちんちんがどうだとか、おまんこの具合がどうだとか、どれくらい感じてるのかとか、全部女の子が口で説明するシステムが取られているそうなの。
They verbally describe everything.
そんな女性記名称を連呼する現実離れしたファビュラスなんて絶対に童貞か処女じゃなきゃ書けるものじゃないの。
I think they're trying to make a point. They're making, whoever wrote this route is making a criticism of other writers who are like, you could tell who are straight up virgins. Don't they? Anyway.
したことがないからこそ異様に性に執着して現実離れした妄想を膨らませているからむしろ素晴らしいことが作れるみたいなの。
Wow. Is what she said.
なる。
In the act of craving eroge, being inexperienced is an advantage. Okay. Thinking about it that way, we have the upper hand. I am a dote. I declare it.
私も処女だ。
Oh, okay. She declares it as well.
お揃いだね。
Chisato is happy, so I think it's a good thing to be a dote. I think she's happy because, you know the thing about first Hatsukoi and shit. Anyway. So maybe it's best to write based on your sexual desires.
性欲。
That way, we might create something unexpectedly good.
でも性欲って何なのかよくわかんない。
In a prison where people are incarcerated for their sexual desires, this is the best place to learn about it. Well, I'm giving the impression that Chisato got in before that became the thing about this prison. Yeah, because she was in prison for murder. And it doesn't seem like Kukitani-san, who went into prison around the same time Chisato did, was in prison for something sexual related, I think. I don't know. Maybe... Well, let's see how the story goes. I think her statement is inappropriate for someone incarcerated in Tula prison to make. Yeah, same thoughts, right? Same thoughts. Don't you feel any sexual desire? Even when you're exposing yourself?
大抵の人はそうだと思う。あ、快感があるのはわかるよ。あそこいじるの気持ちいい。私も。
Masturbation, huh? I say it out loud and quickly look around. If the guards caught wind of us talking about masturbation, it would be a big problem. Luckily, this is a blind spot where hardly anyone comes and there are no surveillance cameras.
でも興奮してる感じとかあましない。
He just needs motivation, guys. Feeling good and getting aroused might not be exactly the same thing. But isn't it the sexual desire for masturbation based on the stimulus? What do you use when you do it, Chisato? When you use what you use as your material to get off on is very important. We will be able to figure out her desires if I unravel that. I think to myself.
何も。
Wait, what? But she shakes her head.
妄想も何か見たりもしないからぼーっとするだけ。
Yeah, how do you do it? Just pure stimuli. What? Oh wait, I did ask a person like this because I spoke to one person who said that they don't even think, it's just pure feeling. You know, I don't know. I better ask that person again when I get the time. Anyway, it seems like a rather enthusiastic form of masturbation. Why do you masturbate then?
時間を潰すときため
And there's a modern masturbation style. You know, some people just have a hard time of getting sleep or something like that. Incidentally, I like fantasies.
どんな
Terrorists enter the school, and I happen to be late, appear gallantly, and take off my clothes.
脱ぐ意味あるんか
I take them off with an artistic flair, and the terrorists are left in awe.
まあいやうまくはないむしろなんか顔がうざい
Wait, it's not that impressive. Rather, it's more annoying or something. She said, I can't understand the last word. She doesn't use anything to get off. She just stimulates her genitals for pleasure. It makes me think that maybe sexual desire is something different. Wait. Okay, in a minute I'll pause because I have to cook breakfast. Fantasizing is recommended.
妄想も難しい
Even though you have such a rich imagination,
とっかかりないと難しいいろいろ
fantasizing is difficult if you have never seen male genitalia.
男の人の一回も見たことないからうまく考えられない
She has no starting point to unleash her desire.
多分男性器のこととかうまく描写できないなので単語でごまかすちょっと気にしてた
It seems like she had been worried that she might not be able to incorporate male genitalia in her writing.
リアリティがね
Okay, I'll be right back. It's time for me to cook. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Just came back from breakfast. I had oishi-chan for breakfast, and let's continue. Realism is important.
見たことないから
Then let's ask the real thing.
え
I expose my crotch. This is Amatsu-kun. I introduce him. This is Amatsu-kun.
天津くんか
I don't usually tell people about his existence. But for Chisato, it would be okay to tell her, I think to myself. I feel that she won't despise him or keep her distance like other people would. Chisato, this is a male genitalia. She doesn't laugh at all after all. That sound. Instead, she's panting. It is the first time I've ever seen her like this, looking so disgusted. It's alright.
あれなんかおかしな変な感じだ
Could it be a cold?
胸ドクドクして息乱れる頭奥熱い
That's the right set of reactions there, huh? Should we rest for a bit?
でも嫌な感じじゃないむしろ気分すごくいいそれで
Oh, she's feeling it, you know, she's feeling it. Chisato rubs her eyes like a hamster, then leans forward. You're okay?
興奮って意味 初めてわかった気がするぞ。
She seems energetic. Chisato's mouth opens and closes in confusion as she stares intently at Amatsu-kun, breathing heavily.
今まで感じたことない感じだ。どうしようどうしよう。
And with a troubled look, she looks around anxiously before eventually picking up a pencil.
今なら何か書ける気がする。
Immediately, she starts fervently moving the pencil across the paper. She never stops, even after breaking the lead several times. I'm not quite sure what's going on,
彼
but
女の資料を用意できてよかったな、修一郎。
yeah, Amatsu-kun. Since then, I've been taking care to scrub my member down properly in the shower.
随分ちんぽこ洗ってんな。この中じゃどうせ使う予定なんてねえのにな。
I can't let my friend go out looking like a mess. While tidying up his proud beard with a razor, Kuma-san looks puzzled. Well then, I'll be going ahead.
そうだゼナマン、たまには教会にも顔出せよ。クマさんチーム以外の炭鉱夫もみんな言ってるんだぜ。
Oh yeah. I got some of Julia's doing her thing, okay?
あの後シスターによく聞かれるんだ。0720番は来ないのかって。あんな風俗嬢になったら人気ナンバーワン間違いなしの美人に目かけてもらって羨ましいな。
That's all she is? Beautiful enough to be the most popular sex worker? That's all she is? I feel bad for Gatsuma Julia. Well, considering what she's been doing behind the scenes, well, maybe not. Anyway, if I get the chance. With my body and mind feeling refreshed, I head towards the library as usual. Chisato is already waiting for me in her usual spot, hidden from view.
オッケー。
But today she's spaced out, staring at the ceiling. And she's muttering something. Chisato! Shingo. I guess she was just thinking about his neck. It's Minato.
あ、ミナト。
How's the progress with the erotic scene?
うん。まずは前期からだよね。
Sex starts with foreplay, as Higuchi Sensei also said.
それで、その。
She looks up at me, with her eyes slightly averted, fidgeting more than usual.
今日もよろしくお願いします。
Leave it to me. Makasete. I release the binding around my crotch and expose my genitals. She gives me a fresh reaction as always.
すごいな。何度見ても黒い形だ。なのになぜか変してしまう。
It arouses you?
ボーガの今日。
Ecstasy. This implies that for now, she's absorbed with looking at it. No matter how many books I read, Chisato's vocabulary is truly impressive.
こんな晴れの場に現れ、レディーに見つめられるのは久しぶりで、少しばかり照れるな修一郎。
Beheld by a lady. Okay, whatever. Please, don't say that, Amatsu-kun.
久しぶりにシャバの空気を吸った気分だよ。
We're still in prison, silly.
これも修一郎と芸術のためだ。私にできることは何なりと協力しよう。
She just said shabete, which is speak or something.
男の人は自分のと会話できるのか。
Something about men. I don't know, man. I'm counting on you, Amatsu-kun.
参考になるんだ。
His voice can only be heard by me, so if you have any questions, let me know. I'll translate. Amatsu-kun can only hear words other than mine when he's hard. Since he's half asleep right now, I had to translate. Half asleep? Oh. Half mass, huh? Ask anything you want. Whatever you're thinking. Amatsu-kun won't get mad no matter what you ask. Yes?
え、
What?
今どんな気持ちですか？
How are you feeling,
君
Amatsu-kun?
のような美しいお嬢さんに見られて少々困惑すると同時に露出狂特有の興奮を覚えていますよ、マドモアゼル。
Mademoiselle. He seems to be excited. Bro, you can at least say exactly what he said. the only thing he says is excited. He even went through the effort of saying Mademoiselle. He doesn't do that.
そうか。見られると照れると。
He diligently takes notes.
やっぱり実物あると違うな。書くのはかどる。
That's great. Despite her heavy breathing, she continues to skillfully move her pencil across the paper, just like the other day. But of course, the more she writes, the more new doubts and difficulties arise in the process.
みなと、
What's wrong?
ここの部分なんだけど。
She pushes the unfinished manuscript towards me. The situation is like this. The protagonist and heroine are about to spend their first night together. I don't know if they recycled this from the Gitashi or something.
先輩がパパのこと殺しちゃったんだから責任取ってよ。
Actually, I'm curious if
寂
Higuchi's
しいんだよ。
Henpri GNT. I'm curious about Eric Higuchi Sensei's VA was involved in. Where is? No. Wait a second. No. I guess they're just reusing her VA, but she's not like in another role, according to what I saw in VNDB. So maybe not. Anyway, let's continue. Oh. The protagonist takes out his erect penis and shows it to the heroine. She gazes at it with fascination and reaches out her hand.
すごい。弾けそうなくらい反り返ってて、それで。この続きのセリフが書けないくて。
I guess the only way she will find out is true experience, you know. Oh, I guess I'll be editing tonight, huh? Today. It's still early morning. No, it's just morning. It's 8:30 p.m. It's nice. Oh yeah, we're still gonna go. Why not?
大きくなったの見たことないから。
I see. I understand.
ディティールがね。
The details are very important when it comes to writing.
だからつまりその勃起というのをしてもらいたくソロ。
I can't do that. Unfortunately, this is the one thing that is difficult. Because, in order to get an erection, sexual arousal is necessary. I can't get an erection unless I'm fully naked. Oh, I guess for Minato, it's a prerequisite. You don't have to be fully naked to get sexual arousal. Anyway.
そうか。露出狂な忘れてた。すっかり。
Oh, she mentioned something about being she forgot or something. I once masturbated while fully naked. That's why I'm unable to get an erection unless I take off my clothes, except when there is direct and intense stimulation, like the facility's masturbation inspection. It's the same as needing to spring up your legs to ejaculate.
足をピン。
Habits can be terrifying. Right now, I'm wearing the manuscript paper. Thinking reasonably, it isn't a practical decision, as there would be no time to hide the paper in a hurry. There is one way. You can get naked in my place.
なんで
Because I can empathize with that.
なんで
I have an obsession with exhibitionism,
さわさり
to the extent that I can never become friends with someone who is fully clothed.
そんなに
Conversely, I can become friends with someone who is fully naked and empathize with them to the point of thinking of them as myself. Like how readers of a book feel like the protagonists. If someone exposes themselves, I can have the illusion that I'm the one undressing. If you guys have media literacy, you know, you can also understand this as something else, right? Sorry, I had to sip some coffee. Along those same lines, I can even feel empathy for a dog I see out on a stroll, because dogs are always naked, I guess. Well, some anyway. This is only natural for an exhibitionist.
脱ぐここでか見せるんか
Sincerely, please help me get a bookkeep to make this work better. She mumbles, looking down, lacking confidence.
でも私発育があまりいい方じゃないし
It's okay, Chisato.
そうかな
A scrawny body is closer to me. I can empathize more. I don't think she liked that though. Since it's just a rag, you can quickly put it back on, even if a guard comes.
変装ではない
The risk for you is much lower than if it were to undress.
発育が少し良くないだけで
Bro didn't understand that she has an issue about that. With the time running out, I lower my head and plead with her. After a moment, she agrees.
私のためだもんね
It seems that Chisato's prisoner uniform is tied in a way that she can't untie it herself.
胸は見ないでね
I'm a gentleman, after all. See. So I go around behind her and untie the knot. I'm so envious of you right now.
そうか
Oh shit, I gotta get ready for the timestamp. Honestly, I feel like I'm about to go crazy.
脱ぎづらい
But I'll use that frustration as a motivation and show you an erection. It's tied tighter than I expected, but I managed to untie it somehow.
胸だけは絶対に見ないでね
And then she's completely naked. She seems uncomfortable, or rather, sad. I'm not really interested in Chisato's past. What matters most is that she's here with me now. But I can't ignore this. Being completely naked means freeing oneself from all restraints and becoming truly free. When a person takes off their clothes, they are liberated from everything. Naturally, they start to feel at ease, and a sense of lightness fills their hearts.
施設でいろいろあってこうなってここいる
Damn, so she was an orphan and then she was abused going through various orphanages or whatever you call them. Yeah. When she says, like this, she glances at her burn marks. And at the last facility, she did something that led her to be put in here. I don't ask about that.
だから私どこにもいい場所がないから
Her way of speaking is more composed than I had expected.
ここにずっといてそれが当然みたいな
It feels like she's observing things objectively, almost without emotion, as if there's someone else's problem. Those are terrible scars.
気持ち悪いよね
Not you, Chisato, but the people around you. I don't feel anger towards those people, but but rather a vague sense of discomfort. They should be kind facilities. So why did they resort to violence against Chisato? I can't find a reason for them to do such a thing to her. That was the word that Yugao Kanshito used. The girl is Noroi. Chisato is confused.
ミロのヴィーナスと一緒はさすがに無理が。
That's not true. I think she looks just like the Venus, with her porcelain white skin. You're always beautiful. I think it's because your heart is beautiful. Amatsuko says the same thing.
嘘だ。
君には全裸になる素質があるよ、マドモアゼル。
Mademoiselle.
そんなことないです。
Her body may be thin, but it is still beautiful. Actually, look at this. She starts writing with incredible speed.
すごい。普通の形よりなんかもっと胸の奥から感情がわーって出てきて、なんか拝みたい気分だな。
She seems to consider Amatsu-kun to be a pseudo-divine entity.
なんかお地蔵さんみたいだ。
He's a penis, Chizo.
チンポ地蔵だね。
Chiza. But just looking at my erect dick isn't enough. To write a good foreplay scene, we need to take it a step further. Amatsu-kun will help you too. So let's try some more.
でもこれ以上してバレたら大変なことに。
I don't mind. I believe that I would be willing to die for the sake of art. If we get caught, I'll take all the blame. So, please, try different things. She seems moved by my determination.
じゃあ観察させてもらいます。
You know, if their brain was working, they could have done it in the mines. You know, that's a place where they could do such things with no one to encounter them or all. But then they decide to do it in the library's blind spot, which once in a while someone shows up, like suffering or something. Chisato crouches down and quietly hides herself under the desk.
誰かいるのか?
Someone has arrived. Why are you here?
なんだ、0720番か。また嫌なやつに。ん?
No one should know about this hidden spot. Why did you come here?
変な声が聞こえたから来たんだよ。誰か病気で倒れてる可能性もあるから。
Bro, she couldn't recognize the sounds of moans. Why are you such a good person?
本を借りに来たらまたお前に会うとは。なんだ、調子でも悪いのか？ファンはくれぐれも静かに利用するように。他の囚人にも迷惑だからな。肝に銘じろよ。
Bruh, I had to cut some stuff. So basically, Sofrin was talking to Minato, and Chisato just kept going at it, man. He just kept going at it. Oh well, they were having the whole conversation. With a snort, Sofrin leaves. For now, it seems like the immediate crisis has passed. After confirming that she is gone, Chisato finally takes her usual seat after being at my feet for so long. It's okay.
美味しくはなかった。
At least she was a good girl. Anyway, I see.
喉越し良くない。ドロドロしてて引っかかる。
But that's not what I'm talking about.
この世の終わりみたいな味。
I'm talking about the guard who came. Upon hearing this, she trembles.
監修来てたの？
Bruh, Chisato was so absorbed in the whole act. We talked for about 5 minutes.
全然気づかなかった。
It seems Chisato was too focused on her research. I pushed it all the way to the back of your throat to avoid making any noise and having your research interrupted.
なるほど。
Doing that for the sake of the story. I thought you were amazing, Chisato.
私はミナとの趣味なのかと思った。だから悪い気分じゃなかったよ。
Despite the misunderstandings, the investigation seems to have gone well. Her notes are even more filled up than the last time I looked at them.
ここまでできたら書ける。だから楽しみにしてってね。
It is the first time she has spoken so positively about her own writing. Man, I have a lot to cut. Those were very hard to cut scenes, man. I was trying to avoid using the re-encoding, the editor that re-encodes, but I could use the one. Well, I'll try to see if I can cut things as well as I could. I don't want to re-encode. It takes a while for the video to encode. Anyway, after that, she immediately writes the script for the foreplay scene and brings it with her.
どうかな。
Honestly, it's getting me hard. It turns out to be very perverted and practical.
本当？
Look, Amatsu-kun agrees.
最高の出来だよ、マドモアゼル。
本当だ。服脱いでないのに大きくなってる。
That she wrote while conducting research, it's really realistic. I'm happy that it will be completed soon. Now, what should we do with this manuscript?
書き損じと調査メモか。
I take the stack of paper from the erotic scene that Chisato has been working on. Although I could hide it in the coal mine, I don't want to keep it with the rest of the script because of its content. I definitely can't wear all of it. Honestly, I want to wear it. Unfortunately, it would probably be discovered quickly if I wore it under my clothes and looked bulky.
それだったら
Looking troubled, she surprisingly taps her
お
chest.
姉さんに任せて。
Oh. It's because she doesn't have it. Well, there's a reason why they call it flat as justice, I guess. Yeah, anyway, never mind. One day, another pine rock shows up in the mine. We can't proceed without calling the demolitions expert.
もういるよ。
Nothing personal, Minato. She is already here. It seems like Chisato is on her way back from another blast. Do we have enough gunpowder?
私普通の半分くらいで砕けるから。いつも余る。それを使う。
He skillfully drills a hole in the rock and lays the fuse.
あれは持ってきた。
Yeah, it's right there, right here. I hand her old parts of the manuscript and the notes. Chisato places it near the rocks.
パケがよし。
All clear! We huddle closely together. An explosion completely obliterates the paper.
爆発した。私の心も一緒に消え去っていくよ。
Wait, why is she exploding the paper as well? Chisato, as always, has a gloomy disposition. The current manuscript is still hidden in the old tunnel. Oh, okay, basically stuff they discarded, I guess, so that's how they take care of the evidence.
いつもここんとこに登るの大変。
Yeah.
ですので私
She points at the minecart.
乗りません。
Sure.
パパ警戒。よーし。
She gets on the rusty motionless minecart and pushes something that is attached to the front, like a switch.
パパ。
Huh? As she says this, the minecart starts moving forward. Since it's a steep slope, we're not going too fast. When I get my bearings, we arrive at a large chamber where the manuscript is hidden. How did you...
ここんトロッコ。回線が2つあって、片方上がると片方下がるようになってる。
So she puts a heavy rock on the minecart we then ride. Additionally, she places a rock on the rope that connects the two carts.
で、火薬でその岩を吹っ飛ばすと、勢いよくトロッコが下がって、乗ったやつが上がる仕組み。
The setup takes a bit of effort, but the principle is simple, so anyone can do it.
ちょっとの火薬で最大の効果。へへ。
So the unused explosives find a useful application. Sure. すごい, Chisato.
また褒められた。
She now seems a bit brighter than before.
そう、それじゃあ私は戻るね。
Yeah, sincerely thanks. Says Chisato, once we return to the working edge of the mine. Since it's almost over, want to go to the library together?
一人で行くから。
Whenever she comes here, Chisato always looks around nervously. It's as if she's worried about being seen.
また図書棟で。
Saying that, she quietly departs. I have no idea where she is going back to. What if she isn't supposed to even go out of her cell or something, and then anyway. Now we have become a couple. We played catch together and learned many things about each other. But there are still many things I don't know. 例えば, I don't even know which ward she lives in. This is the underground prison. If hell has a bottom, it would be this, the lowest point of all its circles. A place where demons and monsters reside, making it difficult for anyone to approach. And today, there is a newcomer in this hell.
いきなりこんなところ連れてきやがって。たかだか女2人を犯して山ん中埋めただけじゃねえかよ。
This facility might be his first placement, or maybe he was transferred here.
おい、どっかの監視カメラで見てんだろ。こっちは未成年だぞ。とっとと出せ。
It doesn't matter. The prisoners who are thrown here are among the inmates deemed unable to be rehabilitated.
こんなところにぶち込みやがって。囚人にも人権はあるんだぜ。出せって。
Hell's nadir is reserved for the irrevocably damned. In this place, there is never enough to eat. A prisoner in an iron mask comes around once a day and leaves a piece of bread and soup-like liquid with scraps of vegetables in front of each cell.
はあ？こんだけかよ。もっとよこせ、クソが。おい。
No matter how much they ask for it, nothing more will ever come.
おい、隣の棒のやつ、俺に飯よこせよ。俺はシャバでは女らちってな、仲間4人で便器に改造してやったんだぜ。膣にムカデ入れたり瓶入れてな。おい、聞いてんのか？
What the fuck, man? No one responds, no matter how much he yells.
クソが、なんで俺だけ捕まってこんなところに来なきゃいけねえんだよ。
There's only an eerie, deflating sound in the space. The prisoners here are always tormented with hunger.
腹減った。いいか、穴開く。
Once hunger passes a certain point, it turns into intense pain. The sensation is akin to needles, twisting and tearing the stomach from inside. The bodies of the damned gradually waste away as their will to live diminishes. Even the homogeneous, unchanging view gnaws at the mind.
おい、今何時なんだ。暗くて何も見えね
There is no morning, noon, or night here. There's only dim, artificial lighting. The dam can make out nothing but iron bars. Iron bars stretching into infinity.
え。てめえら、いつまで騒いでんだよ。眠れねえだろうが。
Furthermore, the low groans that echo like earthquakes make it impossible to sleep properly.
なんだよ。
These things eat away at the entire body like a disease.
なんなんだよ。体が変だ。うまく動かねえ。
Within a week, due to malnutrition and mental stress, the prisoners become unable to move properly. As the physical degradation continues, everything becomes a source of anxiety.
かいんだよ、ちくしょう。
The brand marks burn into their skin to mark their damnation because unbearably itchy at times, causing them to scratch.
かゆいっつってんだろうがよ。とっとと薬持ってこいや。
Why should any answer come? The inhabitants of these cells at the bottom of hell have no right to receive medical treatment. Time here is monotonous. In this space where even time is loses its meaning, the damned lose their sense of purpose.
なあ、おい、こんなところで何しろってんだ。
Why am I going through this? What do I have to do to be forgiven? All the prisoners start to think that way.
俺に何してほしいってんだよ。なあ、おい。
But those above don't need us to do anything. They don't expect anything from us. They just want us to exist in this gloom.
誰か返事してくれよ。
It is this void of time that truly kills people. The prisoner guards understand it. The prison guards. The underground prison is much colder than the tunnels. There's no heat from people or machines, and it is connected to the surface somewhere, constantly letting in sea breeze. For prisoners who are only given a scrap of cloth and hardly any food, this cold is unbearable. Here, every 5 days, we receive a small bucket filled with hot water. But we have to be careful when using it. We have to wet the cloth, carefully wipe our bodies, and wash our hands and feet. If we try to bathe all at once, our weakened bodies will instantly catch a cold. I once made that mistake and ended up on the verge of pneumonia. Once you catch a cold, that's it. They don't receive medical treatment, so if Chisato was on the verge of pneumonia and she didn't get it, did she just stuff it out, or like, I don't know. Down here, any illness means death. And the prisoners become emaciated. Eventually, their legs give out and they can't even stand up. They crawl on all fours, approaching the iron bars while still seeking salvation.
あら、まだキャンキャン吠えれる豚がいたのね。とっくに駆逐されたかと思ったのだけれど。
Sometimes when they feel like it, the guards come to check on us. We can tell because the lights turn on. Once you get used to it, you can immediately tell.
すみません。許してください。ここから出してください。
During these moments, the prisoners who can still speak start rambling like open floodgates. Wait, something weird happened. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, it's back. It's okay.
全部俺がやりました。見つかってない下の場所も言います。羽釜の場所も 女に何をしたのかも全部。
全部知ってるわよ。
But the guards don't come here for that reason.
ほら、目を凝らしてよくご覧なさい。お仲間の豚が向こうの牢で這いつくばっているでしょ。
They come here solely to crush your spirits.
貴様より少し早く入ったのよ。お友達だったのでしょ。でも気づかなかったかしら。もうおしゃべりもできないものね。
When the Daon truly have said that they'll never escape. Their minds and bodies, which have managed to hold together for a time, completely deteriorate. And then, all that's left for them to roll on the ground.
ここには何もね。何かしないと。何かしないと。ほら、おかしく。
First, they start talking to themselves a lot.
そうだ、この石を一つずつ積んでいこう。そしたら時間もわかるかも。
And in order to pass the time, they start doing something.
石が一つ。石が二つ。石が14、15。あれ、積めねえ。
Their mutterings lose strength and become quieter and quieter.
27、28。あとちょっとね。新記録。
They begin to start talking to the walls. Eventually, their mutterings turn into screams. Even though they scream with all their remaining strength, no one will listen. When a person truly has nothing left, they will cling to anything. Wait, how come I feel like I know this voice actor? No, maybe it's just me. Anyway, those who do not turn to God unconsciously call out to someone they truly love. Eventually, they go insane. In the end, they lose the strength even to sit up, lying on their backs and breathing as if their lungs don't work at all. They become creatures fit only to gaze at the ceiling, no longer human, grotesque and repulsive creatures. But what else do I have to look at? Today, as always, I quietly observe them. For some reason, I cannot die, and I never broke down like the others. My legs never lose the strength to stand. If living in a place like this is all there is, then it would be better to die. But I cannot die, and for that reason alone, I continue to live. Complete silence kills people. Excessive neglect and boredom kills the soul. Here, if you do not have a way to pass the time, you cannot maintain yourself. Having emotion means you cannot remain sane. That's why, today like every day, I quietly close my eyes and dissolve into nothing. I find myself in front of an unfamiliar mine tunnel. It hurts! I fell from a high-speed vehicle and ended up in a strange place. I never thought I would fall out. I can't say that I fell because I was thinking about Chisato. I guess I need to be more careful. Unlike the mine belt, The vehicle I was on isn't something I can just hop right back on. I need to either find a place where it stops or return to the original boarding point. Where am I? There's no sign of human presence, and I can't hear any machine noises. How far below am I? It is strangely cold. Huh? I found a tunnel. It is reinforced with wood, just like the coal mines. At the entrance, there are old, worn-out boards. Damn ward, is what it says. And from inside, I can hear an eerie sound like air being sucked in and out. I step inside the tunnel. Okay, so he found the place where Chisato comes from. Wait, I'll be right back. I need to take a break. Okay, I'm back. Ended up taking a nap. What time is it? 10:45 a.m. Ah, man. Waking up at 3 a.m. to do laundry. Anyway, or was it 4? Anyway, whatever. I can't remember if I read this, so I'm going to reread it. I step inside the tunnel. I'm not sure whether it's out of curiosity or instinct. The ward's interior is not very sanitary. There is a stale smell. The peculiar humidity makes me feel nauseous. In my field of vision, I see a prisoner who looks almost like a corpse, barely breathing in his cell. What to think of it? Someone mentioned it before. Tulip Prison as a final destination beyond solitary confinement. A place where you never come back from. The deepest layer of hell. I come to a stop in front of a cell. Her rough breaths. Okay, so I had to cut. Long story short, she was masturbating, but it's like her mind wasn't there. Her eyes are as dead as worn out dolls. He tried calling out to her, but she didn't respond. And then next scene. Ever since that time, it has become a habit for me to thoroughly wash my cock. But today, I can't wash it properly.
おい、ミナト。お前湯船の中で玉袋ゴシゴシこするもんじゃねえぞ。
Go man. I quickly get out of the bed after only soaking up to my shoulders. Not even bothering to check the signal light. Which is good, because we know that if he looks at the signal light, he's gonna get hypnotized. The conditioning of the hypnosis. Worrying my head is inefficient and will only make me dizzy. Once I reach the library, Chisato is there. Just like always, naturally. Just like that time. She's writing on manuscript paper with a pencil.
Minato.
I can't help but wonder if what I saw was some kind of illusion or hallucination. It could be that, like, in the state when she's in her cell, remember she thinks of nothing and all, and then I guess instinctively her body just like wants to masturbate or some shit. I actually have no idea if she was actually conscious at that time. Like you know her, like, you know how they describe like being in that area in that prison, that like if they were conscious 100% of the time, their brain's gonna break. So I'm guessing she was in some sort of like a state similar to meditation or something like that. But like her brain is her consciousness, or like her present mind was out, but her body was doing whatever it was doing. So anyway, I'm trying to reason what was going on there in the earlier scene, because I don't know, the scene ended, she didn't even respond or something. So you live in the mine, right? I asked her, hoping that I'm correct. She blinks in surprise.
バレちゃったか。
She shall. Okay, I had to remove that line because without a doubt it was Chisato herself suppressing her emotions like a doll. They briefly show her nipple, and I was like, oh man, I had to cut that out. I was in the middle of commenting there, something there. This really reminds me of Kohaku from Tsukihime. So, but you know, it reminds me, but it's not obviously the same. She's not acting like she's not acting with a fake emotion, or like she's doing it's how she deals with her with all the trauma, torment, and all, and how she continues to live to this day and all. But again, they're totally different people. It's just the matter of how she chooses to internalize how to continue living, or okay, not really continue living, but how she survives in a place like that. You know what I mean. Anyway, that place is the secret war they talk about. I heard about it from Ozawa and Kugitani-san before.
構成不能坊、構成の余地なしって判断された囚人だけが落ちる場所。
Once you are thrown in, there's no coming back out. You can never return to the. Bruh, she just removes her clothes. This is gonna make it harder for me to remove shit, man. I don't like this, man. This. Today, there's a lot of things to delete. A barcode is deeply engraved on her chest. For her, it. Okay, I had to wait until the pan up finishes because she removed her clothes. There was a nipple, man. Fuck. This is gonna be a pain to remove stuff, man. Tell me. But now I want to know anything about her.
昔この傷をつけた人を爆発させたから。
Oh, she literally did commit a crime. Bakuhatsu. Chisato speaks quietly. She passed around different facilities and suffered abuse. Oh, okay. So, like, they really didn't care. I mean, sure, murder is murder, but like, the reason why she caused murder was she's obviously she's suffering abuse and all, but like, I don't know, man. I heard about like how Japanese laws are like 100% conviction rate, and if she straight up committed murder, she's 100% convicted no matter what, even if there was like Mr. abuse and all, because she did the act no matter what. She's fucked basically. I don't know. You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. The last facility she was in was a particularly Wait.
国からの助成金が目的みたいって孤児を何人も引き取ってタコ部屋みたいに監禁してたみたい。
They only saw the children as tools to make money. Among them, Chisato was especially disliked.
私が笑うと殴られた、泣くと蹴られた、何もしなかったら包丁で切られた。
It sort of reminded me of what's her name from Higurashi. Oh man, I forgot the name of one of the major antagonists in Higurashi. Okay, Miya Takano. Oh, if you didn't read that and I just spoiled you. Anyway, good luck with that. Anyway, so if you don't know her, then congrats. If you know her and you didn't finish Higurashi yet, well, shame. I mean, oh well, okay, all right. So, all right, I'm gonna look at you spoiling. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore. I don't read your comments anyway. So Miya Takano, she was orphaned because her family got into an accident. She was sent to an orphanage home. Although I can't remember too much, but she was basically abused in her orphanage and all. Now I don't remember about parts of the orphanage being like they're getting money or everything like that, but it reminded me of the conditions that orphans are getting, being abused and all. Actually, that really made me wonder why such orphanages exist, and then in the orphanage they get, well, it was like, I don't know, 1950s, 1960s, or something, because Higurashi takes place in 1980s or 1970s, 1960s maybe, because just to make better sense of Takano's age. No, I think Takano during that time of Higurashi, she was like 20 something, so at least 20 years ago, which is going to be 1960s ish. Anyway, so she was I never corporal punishment was a thing, but like I never understood other than just ensuring that they have orphans and all, and I guess that they receive money from the government to, I don't know much, I don't know much, but I'm trying to match the reason why you have these orphanages that they take in orphans only just to receive money. They're misusing the subsidies and all, just to enrich themselves, while the actual orphans are in these kinds of conditions. Anyway,
周りの子何も言わなかった。私が殴られていれば自分は殴られないから。
she didn't understand why she was the only one subjected to such punishment. Each time she received the so-called discipline, her body would accumulate more and more. Okay.
歯を抜かれたこともあった。歯は高く売れるから、まだ乳歯だからいいだろうって。
This also sort of reminds me a little bit about Yugao. Remember, Yugao was like also kind of abused by her parents, and then she was like, the reason why she has a limp is because her parents tried to commit an insurance fraud by using her daughter, and then all that stuff. Each one was unbearably painful.
裸になってフォースで水ずっとかけられるもあった。
For what purpose? Why?
痛がるのが面白いからって。胸がスカッとするって言ってた。
They're sadists, or they get satisfaction from causing pain to someone else, or is that their well, it could be both. What the hell's wrong with these people, man? She thought she might be killed if things continued like that, so she killed them. How did you get this? On the surface, it appeared to be a kind facility that saved children, so she was seen by society as a mentally disturbed criminal. Okay, I had to cut this because black gunpowder is used for fireworks, and the explosives were a memento of my father. Anyway, I had to cut this because they keep showing her nipples. Fuck, man. I'm gonna be forced to use the other program that I use for cutting, and that takes a while, and that re-encodes the video, and that's a pain. She was regarded as a deviant who meticulously created explosives and killed 2 adults, and so she gained the nickname Bomberman. Yeah, I think that's what anyway, what I heard, remember earlier? Kugitani-san said.
その2人とお父さんを殺したっていう罪ってチューリッププリズンに。
Wait, for murdering those 2 and my father? What do you mean, my father? Like, I understand the 2. I don't understand her killing her father. Unless she's referring to the explosives that her father left. I'm a little confused. Anyway, at that time, it wasn't specialized for sex offenders, but rather it was a facility where only serious offenders were housed. Okay, this is the thing I was mentioning earlier. Wait a second. So, remember that Kugitani-san was sent to the prison around the same time Chisato was also sent into the prison, which means he was also a serious offender. But I wonder what he was in for exactly.
懲役は無期懲役。
But why the damn ward? If you weren't too rebellious or overtly sexual, I can't see why they would throw you in a place like that. I can't believe they did that to you for no reason.
さはさいながら。
Bruh, if you think about it, a couple of people in the prison also committed murder, but they're not in the damn ward. Or something. Even then, remember, there's like a lot of correctional facilities and there are a lot of correctional prisons in the system. And then, for sure, some of them committed murder, but oh well, I don't know how the Japanese prison system work. Like, if you kill a person, you're automatically life sentence. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna research on that, but like, well.
けどそれで分かったんだ。
Okay, I had to cut again because it keeps going around the CG where you see her nipples. All right, let's fall back a little. When I came here, I was avoided by the prisoners. No one came close to me. Even then, I was often beaten by the guards. Just looking at me made them uneasy, so they hit me. I didn't have a place in the facility either. After that, I became assigned to a rookie guard. That person thought I was unsuitable, that I shouldn't exist here. While stroking her bangs, they hide her right eye. She smiles weakly. That's the reason 1 year after incarceration, I was sent to the damn ward. Unsuitable and shouldn't exist here. Those words convey their hatred of that former rookie guard. That was 5 years ago. I'm guessing that's yeah, Hazuki. Yeah, I think that's Hazuki. Yugao. Okay, that's Yugao. Okay. If there is someone who hates Chisato that much, then probably.
みんな私が嫌なんだね。
That person must be Yugao Kanchicho. She's the one who sent Chisato to the underground for such a petty reason.
私の居場所はいろんな場所を転々としたけど、どこにもなかった。
She doesn't say it, but that's who I think it was.
嫌われて、そこにいるだけで誰かの迷惑になった。きっと私は外の世界で生きてちゃいけない人間だったんだ。でもあの地下なら、ここなら、たとえ嫌われても生きてることは許してもらえる。葉っぱ係として役に立っていれば、それだけは許可してもらえる。 誰にも殴られないし、誰にも叩かれない。夕方の時間も紙と鉛筆だってもらえる。嫌われても地獄の最底辺でも、そこなら私はいてもいいんだ。こんな私でも生きていてもいい。誰にも迷惑かけない場所、それがここだ。
I'm now curious about what the hell exactly did Yugao think that got her to think that she's so undesirable that she wanted to send Chisato to the damn ward. Well, okay, I did mention earlier that there's some similarity. There's we know from Taika's route that Yugao was similarly abused by her parents, and then she has a limp because of her parents trying to commit insurance fraud and all. And I can't remember exactly. There was like, I can't remember exactly, but like, my understanding of Yugao's personality or something like that was like, she will justify that she's able, even if she even if we know she's kind of abusive and all, and very ruthless, she still did the right thing. And anyone who does the wrong thing, like the point of no return wrong thing, or whatever she considers wrong, is deemed below trash and should be, she straight up hates them. So I can imagine, but we also know she's kind of petty as well. And maybe there's a reason, maybe she's also scared of Chisato. Maybe because the reason is like, she probably heard about, this is me theorizing. She maybe heard about like how Chisato's crime, that she learned that Chisato was also abused. That kind of also triggered her a bit, because it might remind her of her own abuse. But instead of like doing whatever, instead of enduring things like what Yugao did, to the point that she was able to make anyone else become a prison guard and all. I mean, Yugao decided to endure things. She heard Chisato make her abusers explode and all. Maybe that really got Yugao jelly, because she was able to do something that she wasn't able to do, but at the same time the way she decides to abuse Chisato is just like, because you did the wrong thing, at least I didn't become like that or something. But you can tell from her, Yugao's route that she's still very spiteful and all about the whole thing and all. But again, at the end of Taika's route, during the time skip summary, they did explain that eventually Chisato and Yugao eventually became chill about each other. So there might be an event that really, I mean, I don't know. Yugao kind of chilled down after the whole Taika. How about the whole Gatsuma Julia event, especially with Minato being her lapdog, and Chisato was partly involved with the stuff they did to take down Julia. So I don't know. I'm trying to theorize why she straight up hates Chisato, but I could probably, this is my current expectation, is that she is reminded about herself, but she did something that she could never do, or something like that. And that's why she's so scared about Chisato or something, and decided that just to treat her as trash or some shit. Anyway, but in that unfair environment underground, Chisato spent years alone. She lived in solitude, in the darkness, She thought that was normal. Aren't you? Okay, I have to cut again. Let me get shot. I believe that the present is more important than her past. Can I just ignore the fact that she's in the underground? Though I'm not perfect, I became her Kadashi.
もう慣れちゃったから。
I can't just ignore it. I think to myself. Bro, the number of cuts I have to make, man. Fucking hell, man. This is fucking... The person who sent Chisato underground was Yugao Kanshito. I might not have the proof, but I know it. My first objective is to learn more about her. I found an interesting book.
なんでお前って何の緊張感もなく私に話しかけてくるの？
You know what? At least in this route, they kept the part where Sovereign and Minato are kind of a little rocky. But in Taika's route, you can see Sovereign cares. They got to the point where they're actually friends and they can talk so normally. But here, you know, it's like they're still kind of rocky, but like Sovereign indulges him anyway. Since it's about a guard, I thought it would be best to ask another guard. That's a memoir-like self-help book written by a famous pro gamer.
あ、それ聞いたことある。
It's still popular with its catchy title.
名前なんだったっけ？立ち続ける静止力。うん。パチモンじゃん。
I actually found this in the library a while ago. It had a facility stamp and the book cover attached. It seemed they accidentally stocked a parody book with a similar name.
本編と間違えてエロ同人アンソロジーを入荷して同じところに並べる地方の本屋みたいだな。
Okay, I don't understand what she said there, so I'm just not good. So, as we saw with the Marquis de Sade, the library, which is not used often, has surprisingly lax oversight. Although they did eventually, some books they eventually had to black out. So I'm guessing those books had incidents involved with them or something. I don't know. Because they had to retroactively censor those books that they didn't censor when Chisato was reading them. I thought it might be a problem, so I retreated before someone else found it.
珍しく役に立つじゃないか。0720番。
They're not yet at the point where Sovereign is calling him Minato. They've been through a lot at that point. They've been through a lot to get to the point where Sovereign is just casually calling him Minato. In exchange, tell me about Yugao Kanshito. As soon as her name is mentioned, Sovereign's face turns pale.
なんだ、お前また何かやらかしたのか？怒られたか？
Bruh, I like how Sovereign is also shaking. You can tell that she's so bottom tier that even Yugao just, you know, messes her up. No.
ならどういうわけだ？
I've fallen in love with her. I like Sovereign's face.
嘘をつくな。
How can you tell?
あんな人に恋する人間などいるはずがないだろう。
That's not a good enough reason, Sovereign. Huh?
なんでそんなわかりやすい嘘をつくんだお前は。小児が腐っている。腕立て300回。
While inmates are being punished, the prison guards must watch over them. So during the time it takes to do the 300 push-ups, I can talk to Sovereign. Oh, that reminds me, Sovereign's also like a fitness nut, right? She was a member of the Kendo Club. Oh, how do I... You know, I don't have a hard time remembering those facts, but I keep forgetting people's names. Anyway. What kind of person is Yugao Kanshito?
怖い。
Kawaii.
少しだけだぞ。
Just a little. Like how she goes just a little, okay? It seems like she's just a little bit scary.
前にも言ったが、向こうは重大犯罪棒で、こっちはわいせつ棒だ。あんまり文句言える立場じゃ。
The hierarchy among the prison guards seems quite strict. Her families were a victim of a crime in the past or something like that. Wait, I can't remember when exactly they had this conversation. So it's obviously during the common route, but like I thought, my brain suddenly thought they only talked about this during Taika's route, but you know, I kind of forgot a lot of things. But for sure, the whole background about Agatsuma was in Taika's route, I think, only. Not because I remember everyone before Taika's route was like, she has a mysterious past and etc. But they never talked about her being like her family's owns a pharmaceutical, and you know, she took up computer science and whatever. Anyway.
ご両親は健在と聞いたが。
Okay, that is very consistent. That's consistent with what we learned from her route, Taika's route. It doesn't seem like Yugao Kanshiro has any connection to the adults that Chisato killed. Why did she become a prison guard?
出世できそうだからだろう。
Actually, I don't 100%. Yeah, we come from Taika's route. We know she has an ambition to become the warden, and she knows a lot of shit about like the backers of the prison. But we never really learned her reasons for becoming a prison guard. Okay, so maybe this route tells us about it. Interesting, interesting order. I like the VNDB guys route ordering. So we might actually learn about it. I can imagine she probably is here just for the money, because she could use, you know, its power, money, getting that power while doing abuse. Okay, so we never really learned too much about her abusive side. Or I kind of forgot some stuff about Taika's route. You know what? Let's continue for now. Does she have any close friends?
いないんじゃないか?
What does she dislike? Well, I guess her closest friends would be the Kebitai, I think. I mean, she really, and it doesn't seem like it's the carrot and stick kind of thing she's doing with the Kebitai. The fact that she's been like, I get that there's probably a mindset about like ensuring that the Kebitai are very loyal to her by giving them proper rights, proper, you know, stuff for working, better working conditions and all. But like, you know, when she needs to go around Natsumi, the Kebitai Shikikan is, you know, very close to her and all. Anyway, what does she dislike?
確か魚卵アレルギーとかって。
It doesn't seem like I'll be able to get any information about her workout routine. Her workout routine? Why do you want to know her workout routine?
あのな、監視の情報をおいそれと囚人に言うことはできないんだ。報復の可能性もあるからな。
I'm finished.
この本は私が回収しておく。また不適切な本を発見したら報告するように。
Sulfurin takes the book through the bars of my cell and leaves. I wipe out my sweat and watch her go. I thought 300 was totally nothing to him because he's a minor. He's still a minor even up to now, so his physical strength should be at peak. Although I would say in Taika's route he's much more physically able because he was training his middle strikes, and the Kebitai Shikikan was also helping him with working out. That time, Yugao Kanshiro had said, "This girl is Norway." If she thinks that way, there must be some sort of reason for it.
それはもしかしたらセーラン島の出身者なのかもしれないな。
Shit. This is the Nukitashi shit I haven't read. Coming back to me right now. Kukitani-san says this while exhaling smoke from his cigarette. Saren Island. Saren.
そうだ。セーラン島。知ってるかい？
I've heard about it. I think it's like a utopia for hentai. I had heard rumors about it on the internet or something. A rumor that there is an island called Seiren, far to the south of the Japanese mainland, where hentai are accepted. There, openly perverted activities are permitted by law, and under certain regulations, various types of sexual play are allowed. Oh well, I guess I'll have to read the Gitashi then. Your background or sexual preferences don't matter, as long as you follow the rules. Anyone is accepted there. It is a utopia for minority sexual fetishes. But I heard that they set up entry restrictions 5 years ago, and that now it's almost impossible to even visit. Reservations are supposedly to be fully booked for the next 10 years. I wonder if it even exists. I'm skeptical. I never heard of anyone actually going there.
俺も何度かプリズンで CM を見た。世の中変わったもんだと思ったよ。いきなり見なくなっちまったが、入島制限なんてものがあるのかわからない。実際あの島は閉ざされている。本当にあるのか誰も分かっちゃいない。ただ一つ言えることがあるとすれば、セーラン島の出身者は確かに存在しているということだ。
Oh, that could be also one more reason why Yugao is also like totally chill with Natsumi, because she's also from Seiren. The island is a utopia where being sexually liberated is the norm. Naturally, there had been some who brought that mindset to the mainland and ended up getting arrested. Like Hanamaru Ren.
軽度な犯罪で改めるなら問題ないが、骨の髄まで染み込んで繰り返す人間は当然チューリッププリズンにやってくる。そういう懲役は日本語は通じないって評判だった。
Well, okay, for Hanamaru Ren though, she ended up making a sex cult. So she could steal some money, you know, scam people out of their money by being a sex cult. Okay. Do you not understand Nihongo?
ああ、何を尋ねても返事は腹目オラだという噂もある。そしてプリズンの先生たちは性犯罪者を憎んでる。そういう人間だけを採用してるって噂だ。だから当然セーラン島出身者への当たりは強い。
Of course, they're like, yeah, I think it's kind of obvious that people who hate sex offenders are the guards. I've actually noticed that the only guards we've seen so far are only women. I don't think we ever saw a dude guard. What do they mean by this? Anyway, but I can imagine some people who live in Seiren straight up hates sexual things. Like, isn't that? Yeah, that's basically the premise of Nogitashi. That I think the main characters were something like that or some shit. You know what? I don't know. I didn't read it, but you know.
となると起こることは簡単だ。一昔前は出身がセーラン島というだけで不当な罰を受けることも多かった。自明だね。この目で見たこともある。
I know what you mean.
生まれで差別されるって言うんなら、それはまさに呪いだろ。しかも劣悪な。
It is just as Kugitani-san says. I think to myself.
だからこのプリズンでセーラン島出身であることは誰にも言っちゃいけない。出生を隠してる。二つな呼びもその一環だな。
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Wait, let me double check. I thought we were talking about Yugao, right? Oh, okay, sorry. They're talking about Chisato. I thought they were talking about Yugao. Okay, sorry. You know what? They were talking about Chisato. I misunderstood.
だが監視は目ざとい。俺たちよりも物を知ってるし、調べるのも簡単だ。
And you know, some of the Keibitai are, you know, at least the Keibitai Shikigen is from Seiren. Even if the prisoners don't know about something, the guards always find out. And once the prisoner catches the attention of the guards, it becomes difficult to live a normal life. I've experienced that firsthand through my conflict with Suffering. What do you think those people should do?
耐えるしかないな。たった一人で。
Prisoners have a collective responsibility.
そんな状況になったら友達は増やせない。俺だってな。それこそ雲の糸でも垂れてこない限りは不可能だ。 そんなものがやってきたらどんな囚人でも掴んじまう。
If you're hated, then you're just isolated.
陰湿にして残酷、それがプリズンっていうもんさ。
Until your sentence is over, you can only endure. That's the fate of someone who ends up like that. So how long does a prisoner who endured for 10 years have to keep experiencing that never-ending nightmare?
けどお前さんのハニーは今のままでいいって言ってるんだろ。一度厚生不能房に入れられた人間はめったなことじゃ地上には上がれないって噂だ。信憑性はある。なぜなら地獄の最底辺にいた囚人を俺たちは一人も知らない。お前さんを除いてな。
In that case, shouldn't I be her
前
lifeline?
にも言ったが、お前さんはどうやら有顔監視長に目をつけられちまってる。それがハニーのせいかはわからない。ただ忠告だけはさせてもらう。
To stop getting involved.
そんなことは言わないよ。やったらいい。ただ十分に気をつけてやるんだ。
Kukitani-san raises his right hand slightly and leaves. Bro, you know what? There's an interesting thing going on as well. If the Kebitai have been watching Minato, and you know, obviously they've seen Kukitani-san for all this time doing his activities, and they're not, you know, they're not putting him in a position where he is he's not being placed into a much more worse cell or placed into the damn cell. There might be a reason why the top COs are tolerating Kukitani-san, especially Yukao. Think about it. I mean, you straight up see, you know, the Kebitai are like fucking everywhere, you know. And Kukitani-san gets to keep being Kukitani-san. So there must be something going on about him. Anyway.
そう、なるほど。決定的な瞬間が訪れたらやりなさい。
承知。
The story for the sex scenes is progressing smoothly.
裸だと気が散って文章が書けない。
It seems that she's embarrassed about me seeing her wounds.
でも大きくなってるおちんちん見てないと自信はかどらないし。
There's no problem. The progress we already made. Whenever I read over sex scenes, my cock becomes completely hard. As long as my eye stays on our pages, I can remain fully erect without needing to undress. Recently, it's been the three of us, Chisato, Amatsu-kun, and I, writing while talking our progress over.
成長する時ってどんな？
What do you think it feels like,
ま
Amatsu-kun?
るで脳が甘い果実で徐々に溶かされるような感覚だ。知性を失い衝動の塊になる。
It seems like your IQ drops. I like how Amatsu-kun expresses a lot and then Shuichiro just translates them in one dumbass simplified sentence. Anyway.
なるほどなるほど。
She nods and continues writing enthusiastically. Why? Because the work is necessary.
エロゲーマーはエロゲにエロシーンなんて必要ないわと言いながらもエッジシーンが足りないと劣化のごとく切れ散らかすらしいの。
They get all worked up.
制作者のエッジシーンはおまけでしょというぬるい考え方を一瞬で見抜いて SNS で叩きまくるの。
I've seen a lot of people say this remark in a lot of places.
だからそこで力を抜いたりしたら誰も幸せにならない結果になる。
Huh? That's what I've heard. Following the advice of Hinako-ne-san, I am determined to do my best with the sex scenes. There's a total of 4 sex scenes. 2 more to go.
これが書き上がったら私たちの関係って。
We should be able to finish it in a few more days. Hmm?
なんでもない。
She smiles shyly and sets her pencil down. It seems like she reached a stopping point in her work. With my erection still present, I ask her, "Are you from Seiren Island?"
セーラン島
I heard it's a paradise for hentai.
桃源郷
Did you maybe base the city of Sugeshiro in this story on that?
私生まれ東京だだから違う変態のユートピアあセーランと線に乱れるってそういうことか
Kugitani-san's guess was off the mark. So, you're from Tokyo.
うんお父さん花火職人花火といえば東京玉屋とか江戸
By the way, if you don't know about the Tamaya thing, it's when people have fireworks in Japan. Not always, but I've heard about like some people say Tamaya or some shit. You know, it's like saying cheese when you take a picture or some shit, or rather, this is how they say it, oh cheese. But like they also do the same thing with fireworks. They say Tamaya. Tamaya is it's basically a brand, as far as I remember. Anyway, whatever. If a connection with Seiren Island isn't the reason why the guards hate her, then I don't understand why she's said to be cursed. I'm also from Tokyo.
そうなの一緒だね
She has started to smile more often than before, and she started to talk about herself. Your Okasan passed away early on, so it is easier for me to ask questions.
私産んですぐ死んじゃったって顔とか覚えてないずっとお父さんと一緒だった
Thanks, Umi-chan. Anyway, her Okasan was weak and was a difficult birth, so she passed away soon after. With no other relatives, her Otosan was her only family.
あまり喋らない人だったけど私寂しくないようにっていつも一緒にいてくれて
Chisato said she murdered 3 people. She said she includes her Otosan's death as part of
で
that.
もお父さんのこと私すごく好きだったんだよそれは本当なんだよ
She couldn't have killed her beloved father.
信じてくれる
Who wouldn't believe his own lover?
また大事にされてる
She has been here for 10 years, convicted for self-defense and a false accusation. A false accusation? I understand the self-defense, but I don't get the false accusation. Her father's dead, what? 10 years, Junin. She is spending an endless amount of time here.
私は悪いことしたからお父さんのことなくてもそれは事実だから
I mean, she straight up made people explode.
そう思われちゃっても仕方ないかなって
That's how she thinks. That there's nothing that can be done. If what you call resignation, it's what you call a resignation according to the dictionary. You don't think it's hard?
みんなの声も暴力もすべて何も感じなければいいんだ地位をしてる間はいろんなこと忘れられる
I know it. That was her meditative state. She just masturbates to forget.
なければ何も怖くない
Fuck, I had to remove that as well. Let me read that line. I think I cut it out. Chisato said that she doesn't think about anything while masturbating. Oh, well, maybe this, I need to cut as early as this. Even that masturbation is her way of coping.
何も感じなければどこも言いたくないから
I feel like I'm experiencing a new emotion. It isn't sadness or pain, but something different. something indistinct towards her. I don't want her to make this face. I think to myself, do you really not imagine anything when you masturbate? When I ask her, she blushes and starts moving her fingers together in the part.
この前まではそうだったよ。でも最近は
Hmm?
みなとのこと
Ore?
ちょっと考えた。
I see.
キモいですか？
I can't think of anything that would make me more proud.
そうか。それならよかった。
That's it, I think to myself. This smile is what I want her to have. Love is such a strong emotion. I never realized that before. I'm unable to find anything new when I investigate Yugao Kanchicho. I ask around with everyone who might know something.
良識というものがねえのかよ。夕顔監視長？
興味がないから知らない。黒いダイヤは好きだけど黒光りアワビには興味がないから。
ろくでもねえ囚人だな。我ながら死んでくれ。
私はそんな監視知らないね。いいからトイレの中から出てきてくれないかな。また漏らす。
I try my good buddy in the serious offenses ward, but he says he's not familiar. I want to ask Nasan too, but I don't get the chance.
私を陥れた人が普通に話しかけてくる。夕顔先生はゴマすっても点数上げてくれないから全然知らなくって。信頼も型落ちしてるし、正直死んでほしくて。死んで。
I try the best brown noser I know, but it sounds like she avoids Yugao Kanchicho because her tricks didn't work on her. There isn't anyone who knows much about the deputy warden. She seems to be concealing her true character carefully.
てめえの知り合いが少なすぎるだけじゃない？
I don't know about those, but I have friends.
いつの間にだ？
For example, him.
全裸マンだな。今宵のおみ足も魅力的。共に夜の一夜城を気づかぬか？
What the fuck?
男の靴勝手にパクって懐で温めながら抜いてた小変態野郎じゃねえか。
You know him well. More accurately, he was a man who secretly delighted in returning the sandals once they were at precisely his own body temperature, taking pleasure in seeing them being worn. I like sneakers too, so we get
あ
along.
いつサンダルオンリーじゃない。
But you, Ozawa, are my best friend.
こいつよか下だったらショック死しちまうっつうの。
Good thing, at least. It seems that her rare appearances in front of the inmates are also a
し
factor.
かし、なんであの人のこと調べてんだ？あんなおっかない女。
It's necessary. There is a way to file for a rental. Retrial. Okay, sorry. Rental. Retrial. There is a way to file for a retrial at Tula prison. The retrial request form requires the signature of the kanchicho, who is in charge of the inmate's ward. But who exactly is in charge of the damn ward?
そりゃプリズンで一番偉いのは水城所長と、実質的な支配者は夕顔監視長になんだろうよ。
That's what I was thinking. That's why I'm continuing to investigate Yugao Kanchicho. If I can find some leverage against her, it might work to my advantage. One way or another, I'm gonna pin her down. An overwhelming emotion surges from the depths of my heart, driving me forward.
夕顔監視長について？
Today is the day I have my regular checkup with Higuchi-sensei. I want you to tell me. She tilts her head slightly while attaching the EKG pads as usual.
葉月さん、確かに面識はあるよ。ここの定期検診は刑務官も義務あるしね。
In that case,
でも教えられません。先生には守秘義務というものがあるんですよ。
now that I think about it, Higuchi Sensei's position is neutral. It seems that she isn't biased towards the prisoners.
でもどうして葉月さんのことが気になるの？
Because I've fallen in love with her. I have always been the type to resort to lies when necessary. I like her reaction. It was like,
きつい人がタイプなの？
Higuchi Sensei is the type of person that trusts her patience. Oh wait, I remember Higuchi Sensei doesn't like Yugao, because I remember that both of them also came from financially unfortunate backgrounds. But Higuchi was like, well, I didn't end up being cruel and all. But then she sees like Hazuki and she's like, she was similar to me, but she decided to become a douchebag or some shit. Did I remember correctly? Anyway.
わやなね。
Judging by what she mutters, though, Yugao Kanchicho is the type of person you have to be peculiar to fall in love with.
というか、私もあんまり知らないんだよね。ここに来ても最低限の会話しかしないからさ。
She chuckles while briskly jotting down my heart rate readings.
というか、君にはもうすでに好きな人がいるんだろ？
Yes, someone in the damn ward.
Oh.
Oh. Higuchi Sensei's smile disappears instantly.
公正不能坊って本当にあるとは先生知らなかったな。
Even you don't know Higuchi Sensei?
強制移管だなんて言っても結局は戸ざまだから。お医者さんとしては非人道的な行為は看過しづらいんだけど、先生も大人だからさ、自分の権限でできないことはやれないんだよ。
She says Chisato's situation is outside of her authority.
卑怯な大人だと思う？
Not particularly. It's not Higuchi Sensei's problem. She shouldn't be blamed just because she can't help. I think to myself, you always give me such good advice.
おお、そういう言い方ができる。
She hesitates for a moment.
ちょっと変わったね。
She clasps her hands onto her knees, as if she found the perfect words. Change?
その子と接するようになって修一郎さんは少しだけ変わった。いい変化をしたって先生思うのね。
Is that so?
とっても感情豊かになった。表情とかは変わらないけど、なんていうか雰囲気が柔らかくなったぞ。
I'm not sure if I have changed for the better or not.
やっぱり恋っていうのは青少年を成長させるんだなって、お姉さん的には涙腺に来るわけですよ。およよ。
But I have a slight awareness that I have changed a little.
さて、そこでこの問題が出てきた。つまり修一郎さんは今のその子の境遇を変えたいんだ。
I think it's unfair.
けれど現実的にはそれが難しいと。
I'm looking for a way. I'm looking for a weakness. With that, I can coerce or control the kanchicho. I think that would be more rational than getting closer to her.
でもその子になら君だけができることがあるね。
Something I can do?
その子のそばにいてあげることだよ。
Higuchi Sensei says this as she removes the pass from me.
無茶なんてしなくていい。助けようとする必要もない。ただ寄り添ってあげること。
That's the cop-out answer.
それが本当は彼女が一番望んでいるものなんじゃないかって先生思うな。
She smiles while she asks me this.
はい。それじゃあ最後にアメちゃんどっちだ？
The ame that Higuchi Sensei gives me is as sweet as ever. I think I will give it to Chisato. One night, I'm called to spiritual counseling in the chapel. Yeah, I think the only way is getting any leverage against Hazuki is through Agatsuma Julia. considering the dynamics that we're playing around in the previous route we went through.
神からの信託を受けた彼はそこで10個の約束事を決めました。これを実会と呼びます。
It is because I was forcibly invited by my companions, the other coal miners.
主が唯一の神であること、偶像を作ってはならないこと、神の名をみだらに唱えてはならないことなどですね。
It seems that the Kuma team aren't the only miners who frequent the place.
するとある者は彼にこう言いました。
Sister Julia teaches the Bible, translated into Hentai language. She is very popular, and seems that there are more people than last time.
私のお尻もモーセみたいにパックリ10個に割れそうです。とね。あら、まだ退屈そうな迷える子羊さんがいらっしゃいますね。さあどうぞ、あちらの国会室でゆっくりお話ししましょう。
Bro, in the middle of her sermon or whatever, she just randomly stops in front of Minato and just like says this, and you know, if you were just randomly no, I think at this point, anyone there is just like kind of brainwashed to a certain degree, so they don't care, I guess. I don't know, man. After the sermon is over, I enter the small confessional. If I had tried to avoid her, she could make my life difficult. Oh, she did try to do that in the other route.
さあどうぞ、お座りになって。
On the other side of the wall is Sister Julia.
あなたは囚人番号0720番。湊修一郎さんですね。
Yes. She places a glass of water in the small window.
ここでの告白は何人たりとも盗み聞きすることはできません。そしてすべての罪を我らが主は許してくださいます。
Is that so?
そして同時に空事だけは決して許されません。神の身元ですからね。
I don't think there is a Kami-sama. To put it more clearly, whether there is one or not doesn't matter to me.
ポポタミーミ、迷える子羊を導くのは我ら修道女の役目であり、また志す道でもありますからね。
Said the word.
お水は？
Sister Julia gestures again for me to drink. I am thirsty, so I quickly drink it all.
それで神のこと、我らが唯一の主についてどう思いますか？
What about him?
主はいつでもあなたのことを見守ってくださっております。
I don't like being watched.
あなたは神の加護を知らず知らずのうちに受け、愛されるために
I want to be watched when I'm undressing.
その神に祈りを捧げるのは当たり前。
Can I have another glass of water? She gives me another glass of water. It is very cold. Sincerely, thank you very much.
あら、
She seems to be tilting her head.
おかしいわね。
Oh, Julia. Oh, Julia. And for some reason, she bursts into laughter. As usual, I can't understand what she's thinking. There's a ship here, right?
はい、そういえば前にも同じ質問をしましたね。
So, is this the dungeon of Bastille? Sister Julia seems to immediately grasp the meaning of my question, so I guess he read the book.
あら、お勉強したんですか？
I just happened to find it and read it. Thanks to Chisato's influence, I've started reading books a little bit. The dungeon of Bastille was where the Marquis de Sade was imprisoned. If Jerome is the priest, then this prison is part of Paris's ancient regime. I know how to pronounce it.
彼の著書や伝記は読みましたか？
Just a little bit. He was a person who dedicated his entire life to his perversions and tried to capture all his debauched sadism in his writings. Despite being diagnosed as insane and judged as a madman, he never stopped writing. Even in prison, he continued to write about his overflowing hentai nature.
それはよかった。あの本をプリズンに置いておいた回というものがありましたね。
Oh, so it's Julia who added that book. Sister Julia is the one who put that book there. If that's true, I don't understand why. Okay, this is interesting because we had no discussions about this in the previous round, considering what Sister Julia is into, what she's doing behind the scenes.
あの人はとても刺激的な人生を送りましたね。ある意味、自分の性癖に準じた最初の変態懲役だと言えるでしょう。あなたはあの人についてどう感じましたか？
Count Sade live a tragic life. Sade, you know, I don't know. A man suspected of madness who could only indulge his sadistic libido on parchment. What did I think of that? I thought they should have handled it better. I can never get used to her laughter, man. I still remember every time she'll laugh and some shit happens. I learned from Chisato that laughing with your mouth open like this is called a go-off. I was sure she would say something like this. I think to myself.
楽しい子羊にはお水をもう一杯差し上げましょう。
Sincerely, thank you very much.
この水は主の血。導きの聖水と呼ばれているものですからね。
The water has a strong chlorine smell and doesn't taste good. Wait, I thought she'd never use actual drugs. Like she only used... No, maybe it's just like something about the water. But we already know that she doesn't actually use actual drugs. She uses digital drugs. Unless she has some stuff in the chapel, or it is really just terrible water. Unless it's probably just terrible water. As far as I know right now. I don't want a kami-sama with blood like this. I think to myself.
その水を飲んだ者は同じ新人を持たずとも家族と同じです。もしも何か困ることがあったら私に相談してくださいね。
Yeah, I think this is the route where we become friends with Julia. It is almost 9 o'clock. It's about time to return to my cell. Just before leaving the confession room, I stop. Ask Kancho of the sexual crimes ward. Sister Julia might know something about Yugao Kancho.
どうかしましたか？私に何か相談が？
No. Yeah, it's nandemonai. But I don't ask the question. This is Sister Julia, and Kugitani-san warned me of her. Sayonara, Sister Julia.
主の導きがあらんことを。またここで会える日を楽しみにしていますね。みなとちゃん。おやここは神のみが傍聴を許される国会室ですよ。
Oh, maybe one of the kebitai, I guess.
そこで盗み聞きをする悪い子羊は一体誰かしら。
But at this point, she shouldn't be like because I remember Mashiro is the one who is being who was indoctrinated. But like at this point, I don't think she was indoctrinated because she was, you know, they allowed her to be indoctrinated because she was supposed to work for a certain kind of plan. But at this point, like, I don't think Yugao Kancho is in a situation that she could just sacrifice one of her kebitais to do stuff, you know.
あらあら、逃げてしまいましたか。 残念ですね。神の教えを解いて差し上げたかったのに。これはそろそろ動きがありそうですね。
If you don't know what this refers to, come on. If you've been following the route order I've been following, which is you've been reading, you watched in my previous videos. The stillness is the stalemate between Julia and Hazuki. I like that. Today, Chisato is completely absorbed in writing an erotic scene. Only one more erotic scene remains. Once this is finished, the writing for the pervy ESP story will come to a stopping point.
パイズリってなんだ？
It's a sexual act where you use your breasts to stimulate your partner's cock. Apparently, it can be done if you have large breasts.
私にはない。だからできない。
That didn't stop Noah from Tenchi Soso Rebuto, who has their voice actor playing as Taika in this route, in this game, I mean. Anyway, it's a dream of
故
mine.
に知らない。
Chisato is
ペ
struggling.
タペタしてね。
I should also do my best. Today I brought about half of the pages of the story. I'll check for any typos.
最高か。
However, the words she used were difficult in the early stages, so it's challenging to check if they're correct. Maybe I'll point out the mistakes and attach notes. Actually, I've been training by reading books for this purpose. With this later on, Chisato can check and decide whether to fix them or not. I'm carrying a lot today, so I'll need to take off my clothes. Keep an eye out if anyone's coming.
はい。
I always carefully fold my clothes when I get completely naked, but this time I feel an intense gaze. Oh, the Gemita is watching him. Oh, okay, sorry, it's Chisato. It's Chisato, who's getting, she's probably getting aroused seeing him naked. As an exhibitionist, I'm sensitive to people's gazes. Chisato keeps glancing my way. If you don't keep an eye out, it's dangerous.
見張ってましたけど。
She's telling a big lie.
お姉さんは年下の子が裸になってもこれっぽっちも興味なんてありませんけど。
Okay, whatever, One-san. I would have been happy if you had a little interest.
本当は見たいよ。
Chisato whispers this, looking embarrassed. I never had the experience of someone being so interested in seeing me naked before. And I'm really happy that Chisato seems to enjoy it. Let's continue working like this today.
いいのか。
The guards rarely come here, and if they do, I can hide and put my clothes back on. It should be fine. Wait, I'll be right back. I really need to drink some water. I'll be right back. Okay, Mac. I accidentally clicked and moved a little scene, so I went a few lines back. I think I'm only gonna go for a little bit more, and that's it for today. I have a lot of things to remove from this video. And I'm happy that Chisato seems to enjoy it. Let's continue working like this today.
いいのか。
The guards rarely come here, and if they do, I can hide and put my clothes back on. It should be fine. I place my clothes in an obvious spot at the edge of the desk. If I sense someone's presence, I will have to quickly put them back on. She gasps at the sight of my naked body.
男の人の体だ。胸板熱い。肌カチカチで大きい。
Remember, he's very fit from being a minor. Cut to think of it. Men have bigger chest measurements too.
パイズリのビジョン湧いた。
With that inspiration that springs from seeing my chest, she decides to write a Paizuru scene. Sorry, my brain's dying.
触ってみてもいいですか？
Go ahead.
無理無理。
I've been training through labor at the mine.
すごいすべすべでかっちりしててたくましい。
Chisato's laughter is still as lovely as ever. Lovely as ever. But I can't help but feel disgusted. I think to myself,
このお尻に入ってるのは何？
it's a prostate massager. Wait, he has it right now?
お
I have it as a precaution just in case I need to hide something.
おまた湧き上がってきたぞ。
You can do it, Chisato. I think to myself. And from then on, her pencil never stops. And then
できた。
she grabs a stack of papers with both hands and lifts them up to eye level.
できたぞ。
Ah!
最後のが書けた。
I stand up without realizing, my eyes wide open. She's also standing up, caught up in the moment. You finish writing.
書き上がったよ。
It's over.
終わったよ。
The calm inflation of all her hard work.
だこだよ。
Culmination. Okay. Yatta!
はい。
Bonsai? Oh, maybe it's just a bonsai instead. We raise both our hands to the sky, completely out of character. It just seems natural. That happens naturally when we consider what we achieved. It was Takai.
疲れたな。
It's over. The manuscript is finished. The story is complete. Well done, Chisato.
やったな。
Let's high five.
ハイタッチする。
High touch.
えい。
Aye.
頭ぶっけた。
High touchy are surprisingly difficult.
体ぶつかった時、お腹にも何か当たった。硬かった。位置が低いからロータッチ。
Since I have never experienced a high touchy in my life, it is a first for me. The scenario is well and truly finished. The thing we've been pouring so much time into just got done. Right this moment. And it still doesn't feel real. It's such an airy feeling. Look, just this is only half of it. We worked really hard.
本当だ。すごい量だな。
It's like right after finishing a long marathon, or something like that. It's a complete set.
プリプリしてよ。
I'm fired up too. It's a feeling of accomplishment, or possibly exhaustion. It's a sensation I never experienced before.
こんなにたくさん書いたんだな。
She's staring at the stack of pages as if they are treasures. Because they are. This story is like a precious gem to me as well. In this strange atmosphere, we look at each other.
終わったね。
Yeah.
終わっちゃったね。
She quietly lowers her gaze. The time we spent was both painful and long, but it was fresh and very enjoyable. I'm not the only one who thinks so. By the way, it's not over yet. So I... What the Jedi or something. Oh, so I say this. You said you wanted to make final revisions.
あ、そうだった。最後書き直す。
Until that is complete, saying it's over might be a mistake.
じゃあ恋人関係はまだ続くんだね。
What the hell? Their romantic relationship is only exists because of the writing. I mean, you guys could continue that even without the writing, but I guess they were too shy about the whole thing, so they used writing as an excuse or some shit. I don't know, man. She brightens up with a big smile. Then she approaches the bookshelf and takes out a book. Even if you say no, I have no intention of letting you get away.
私今も大切にされてる。まだまだ続く。
It is a familiar hardcover book. Between its own pages are pages she wrote to sort out her emotions. These alone didn't present a risk if discovered, so she kept on hiding them here.
私ずっと自分の書くものが嫌いだったんだ。
Chisato smiles shyly as she looks at the pages.
暗いし、ジメジメしてるし、ホラーみたいなんだって。自分の嫌いなとこすごく凝縮されてる。でもこの話書くようになってからこれまでやらなかったようなこと一人じゃしなかったことたくさんやって二人で話し合っていろいろ調べていっぱい試行錯誤して私にも楽しい話が書けるんだって自分で知ったんだ。だから
In the beginning, she said that her writing had no charm.
少しだけ自分のこと好きになれたんだよ。
I know what it's like to be lonely. I understand pain and suffering. Yeah. If Chisato is lonely, then all I have to do is stay by her side. If she is lonely, I alone will be by her side. Sincerely looking forward to continue to work with you.
お姉さんにどんと
I want to keep spending that 1 hour in the evening together with her, even if it's 10 years or 20 years. Since I can't leave for a while, I want to be with her. Um,
どうした
it's gone.
何が
My prison uniform. It's gone. I think Mashiro took it. So he would be, you know, they would put him, it would put him in solitary or some shit. My folded prison uniform that should have been on the desk is missing.
なんでだ誰も来なかったよね。
It was here, so close. There's no way I wouldn't notice. More importantly, there's no reason for anyone to steal it. No prisoner would want a prison uniform. If a guard found a prisoner naked, it would be a caught in the act situation. There's no reason for someone to do this. Mazui.
服なかったんだ。棒に戻れない。
And I won't be able to hide the manuscript paper anywhere. I have a strong, unpleasant feeling. We're leaving this place, Chisato.
抵抗は
I'll hide everything in my anus. I'll take anything that could be evidence. I push her notes deep into my anus. Then I forcibly stuff all the rolled out manuscript papers into my ass. Oh man.
大丈夫
Not that I know how that feels. Just make it I should be able to manage for about 10 minutes. If they were at all fully expanded, I wouldn't have been able to insert them. There's a librarian guard at the entrance. I can't pass through while completely naked.
こっちこの窓だけ開くから外出られる。
I push with all my strength, and the window on the side of the building opens.
下物置になってる。降りても痛くないよ。
Got it. We squeeze through the small gap and land on the roof of the shed, where equipment is stored. It turns out to be near the sea, a place I've visited once before. There are no surveillance cameras here, and the guards rarely come here.
どうしよう。
The last time I checked the clock, it was 5:42. If we're not in the cafeteria by 6 o'clock, they'll start looking for us. We need to get some clothes from the cleaning facility.
あそこなら替えの服ある。
The laundry should be done by now. The miners' prisoner uniforms get dirty, so they wash them first. As someone who used to work in the laundry room, I know where they're kept.
早く行かないと。
I grab her arm. You need to go back to your cell.
でも。
We need to be stealthy. It's safer with fewer people. Leave it to me. I will protect this manuscript at all costs.
わかった。
I nod as she makes an anxious face.
ご安全に。
Remember, he's running with a manuscript in his ass. Anyway, keep safe. This way, even if I'm found, she won't be punished. I sprint at full speed, completely naked. I take a detour to the yard, pass by the spot where Kukitani-san usually smokes. The manuscript papers stuffed in my anus are hindering my running. The situation is becoming more urgent. I can't let the guards or other prisoners see me like this.
貴様が変態国の住民か見分ける方法はいくらでもある。おい、ハンバーガーショップを何と略す？マナル。それ見たことか、ペラシュネスバーガーか。他のチェーン店はデニーズに中尾に借り高やか。ファッキン。
Somehow, while avoiding being seen by others, I slip into the laundry room. Since the prison work is finished, there isn't a single person around. It's already 5:52. I don't have much time, but it would be dangerous to proceed as is. In the prison work area, there are plenty of places to hide. Under the desk, right next to the large washing machine behind the storage closet. After carefully checking, I head towards my destination with all my might. The easiest place to hide is this room. It is a blind spot from the laundry room. There's no one here either. I think there's a trap set here. I am sure that there is a trap. I exhale and stick my hand into the basket. With this, I should be able to manage. If I change quickly and head to the cafeteria, I'll make it just in time. I knew it, man. I knew it. I knew it. This is a trap spot set by Yugao, man. It's so obvious. With that one voice, everything comes to a halt. The moment I try to turn around, something falls from the ceiling, slams me onto the ground. Huh? I don't understand. There shouldn't have been anyone here besides me. I'm certain that I checked that no one was around here. From afar, I hear the sound of the laundry room door opening. At the same time, I hear a creepy sound like footsteps approaching. I just realized there's one white strand in her hair, and there's like a black streak on her hair. They are irregular footsteps, accompanied by the high-pitched staccato of a cane.
これは一体どういうことかしらね。坊や。
Yugao Kanchito has a vulgar smile on her face. Thrown face first onto an unfamiliar floor, I am forced to take a step forward.
ご報告いたしました。過度な違反を行った受刑者を連れてまいりました。
This is my second time coming here.
所持品を没収しようとした際に暴行、腕や足を振り回すなどの行動をとり、意味不明の言動を繰り返したため、拘束服を着用させています。
My arms are bound in front of my chest. A straitjacket is only worn by prisoners who are considered to pose a danger. A gag has been forced into my mouth, making it impossible to speak properly. In front of me, there is an elegant desk, and an elderly woman is looking down at me.
ご苦労様です。あなたと会うのは2度目ですね。0720番。
Warden Mazushiro, the head of Tula Prison. Here my crimes will be judged.
0720番は17時から18時までの休憩時間にクリーニング工場へと忍び込み、洗濯済みのカゴから指定囚人服の窃盗を行いました。
The role of the prosecutor is taken by Yugao Kanchicho. She captured me.
露出狂として捕まっていた0720番が服を脱ぎ捨て、本来立ち入るはずのない刑務作業場にいたということは、脱法ファックの現行犯だと言っても過言ではありません。加えて、これです。
I feel a sudden surge of electricity, causing my body to relax for a moment. At the same time, the rolled up manuscript comes out from my anus.
まさかアナルに原稿用紙を挿入し、エネマグラで蓋をして隠し持つとは悪質なことこの上ないわね。
She takes the manuscript paper from my crotch and spreads it open for one hand.
どのような内容か特別警備隊に改めさせています。そうですか。お耳汚しになるかとは存じますが、一度取り出して読んだのですか？ええ。状況を再現するために再び穴へ戻しました。
Yeah, there was no need to do that, but you could tell it was like.
続きを聞きましょう。内容は極めて性的で倫理観のかけらもない小説です。オーラルセックス、フェラチオ、正常位挿入、後輩位挿入、果ては肛門を使った性交まで描写しています。0720番は過去にもアダルトゲームの制作を行っており、性的だと思われる創作活動の一切を禁じられています。
Why is he married here? Like, I only understand if the other CEOs, if only the head CEOs are here, but like, Himera is just like someone under suffering.
我々の決定に背いた上で制作したというのであれば、悪質な隠匿行為であり、重大な規則違反であると考えられます。
He slams her cane onto the ground with great force, creating a loud noise. Her attitude leaves no room for discussion.
報告は以上ですわ、水城所長。
はい、ありがとうございます。どのような状況かよく理解できました。ソフィーヤ・シコレンコ監視長。はい。0720番はあなたが担当する某の受刑者ですね。
I guess it's time for her to commit seppuku as well. I'm just kidding. In the previous round. Anyway.
そうです。私が監視下にも置いていました。ですが、最近の0720番は生活態度も優秀で、そこまで重い処罰を科す必要は。
Oh, she's trying to defend him. Nice.
へえ、生活態度が優秀な囚人が官能小説を忍ばせているの？それは自分の某の規則違反も把握していないようじゃ、言い訳も聞き苦しいわね、ソフィーヤ。人の心配をするくらいなら貴様の去就について頭を巡らせることよ。
Sophia breaks into a cold sweat and remains silent, looking down at the ground.
ここまで状況証拠が揃っているのです。処罰対象外にはなり得ないでしょう。
Warden Mizushiro throws our manuscript down in front of me. My blood starts to boil.
水城所長の御前よ。この後に及んでどういう態度かしら。
The KBI are on standby. Press their knees against my back. I struggle and read, unable to breathe.
その仕打ちはあまりにも。
そうですよ。そこまでやると0720番が死んでしまいますよ。はずきちゃん。
Oh, is Julia gonna play her card? No, I don't know. Let's see.
変態の肩を持つのかしら、ジュリア。
もちろんそういうわけではないですけど、少々不可解だと思っている点はありますね。
それは何ですか、吾妻監視長。
はずきちゃんと夏美ちゃんたち特別警備隊がクリーニング工場にいた理由です。なぜあんなところにいたんでしょうか。
Yeah, that's a good point.
0720番は夕食の時間になっても出席が確認できなかった。それを捜索するのは警備隊と束ねている私の仕事でしょ。
Yeah, but what time did they found him?
まあ、夕食開始時刻の前から捜査に出かけたんですか？
時刻は18時過ぎであったと報告書にそう記したはずだけど。
そうですか。それは失礼しました。
Here's the interesting thing. Julia knows that they found him before dinner, but then because the report was written, the report states it was during dinner, and I guess Julia doesn't have much. Doesn't have like have bullets to disprove that. Wait, I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, are we back? Are we back? Okay, we should be back. It seems like everything is solved. Julia didn't have enough bullets to defend Minato, but I'm guessing she was trying to. Of course, she's gonna try to take advantage of the situation so she could grab Minato. You know, do her bidding or whatever.
どちらにしろ本人に聞かなければならないことがあります。
ええ、共犯者がいたかということですわね。
The gag tied behind my head is roughly untied. Finally, I can breathe properly.
これ以上罪を重くしたくなければ正直に答えなさい。共犯者の名前は？
There isn't anyone. I did it alone.
とんだざれ言。共謀者がいないはずがないわ。
Yugao Kanchicho's cane strikes my chin. My brain shakes and I feel nauseous. Certainly, it's true that I took off my clothes. I don't expect to get out of this. They have too much evidence. But then, they suddenly disappeared. No argument I can make will change their decision. Someone took them away, so I couldn't put my clothes back on. It's too late, and I've already lost. Somebody set me up! They planned this whole thing. But I still can't give up. Sumari, I was framed by someone.
そんなざれ言を誰が信じられるというのかしら。このゲスが。
My cheeks swell up from the back and forward slaps of the kebitai. You say such nice things, Yugao Kanchicho.
何？
I don't want it to end here.
あなたの違反行為もこれで2度目になります。
I haven't done anything wrong. Don't you see what that woman is doing?
目上の人間には敬語を使いなさい。そのような言動で自分の望む答えが得られるなどと思わないように。そこまで反省の色がないのであれば、少々きつくお灸を据えなければなりません。
I can't let all of Chisato's efforts go to waste. Yeah, this really looks bad on these two. I can't let our time together end. 返して。
チューリッププリズン所長の名のもとに、囚人番号0720番の処罰を言い渡します。
I can't let these people decide something like that.
0720番の相関係数をプラス 0.07 とし、懲罰貿易2週間。
Bruh. Considering the shit that these people go through, this is still kind of kind. Like, at this point, I don't really care about the score, but like 2 weeks of solitary is totally nothing compared to what the other members of the Hataegumi members went through, man. You can't take it. You can't. I promise to protect her no matter what.
そしてこの原稿用紙はすべて没収とし。
You don't have the right. That's the smiling girl's treasure.
焼却処分および今後一切の創作活動を禁じます。
Who the fuck gave you that right? This time in solitary is not as lenient as last time. I am forced to wear a straitjacket for engaging in dangerous behavior. My arms are bound in front of my chest, making it difficult to breathe.
何を騒いで
と犬食いで飯を食うんだよ。畜生みたいにな。
I desperately stretch my body towards the dishes placed near the entrance, but the chain hanging from the ceiling to my collar impedes me.
届かないか。もっと体を伸ばしてみろよ。こんな風に。
It hurts! It hurts! It hurts! It hurts! Having my back pressed down on, I can't breathe. My muscles are stretching unnaturally, making me feel sick. My blood isn't circulating properly. I can't think straight. It feels like my ribs are on
こ
fire.
うすると打ち上げられた魚みてえになって面白いんだよな。
How long will this pain continue? Why do I have to endure such pain? Why am I going through this?
懲罰3週間の豚が一番いいんだぜ。肉がどんどん落ちてきてな。最後は骨と皮をけっぱらうんだ。そのコーンって高い音が響く。
Oh my god, I extended by 1 week, but you know, it's 1 week shy from the stuff that Hate Trio went through, man. The answer is simple. I've chosen my own path and never depended on anyone. By the way, I think at this point, if he wasn't solitary for 3 weeks, that means Agatsuma gets to continue her plan and all.
お前も覚悟しとけよ。これから毎日ずっと出来たてカップルみたいに足が可愛がってやるからな。
The only one my existence depends on is myself, so no one should help me. I own every action I take. The responsibility lies with me. Minato Suichiro. It's no one else's fault. It's definitely not Chisato's. You need to have some way of coping to survive these endless hours. And so today, like every day, I sit and kill my heart at the bottom of hell. Nothing enters my field of vision. I can't hear any sound, to the point where I'm just a niño. But unexpectedly, suddenly, I remember his face. A porcelain white cloud crosses the emptiness of my mind. I realize that some emotions which should have disappeared are being disturbed.
あの坊やの懲罰が決まったわよ。気になるでしょ？だと思ってわざわざ教えに来てあげたのよ。懲罰棒に2週間ですって。よかったわね、その程度で。
Wait, I thought he was gonna be there in 3 weeks. What the hell is this inconsistency? What the hell? Or maybe is it? You know what? I don't know.
だって貴様に関わった人間は大抵は死んでしまうんですものね。けれど今回は少しだけかわいそうかしら。しばらくまともな食事をとることも光を浴びることもできないのだから。しかもそれだけじゃ済まないかもしれないわね。地上に戻ってきたら今度はどんな不幸が起こるか知れたものではないもの。身に覚えのない体罰を受けるかもしれないし、ある日突然異無島で目を覚ますこともあるかもしれないわね。死んだ方がマシだったかしら。ああ、なんて残酷なこと。こんな汚い焼き印の入ったドブネズミに関わったばっかりに。ねえ。ほら、これをよくご覧なさい。原稿用紙。ずいぶん量があるわね。本当は処分を命ぜられたのだけれど、取っておいてあげたのよ。親切でしょ？頑張って書いていたものね。何日も何日もずいぶんと時間をかけて。ずーっと見守ってあげていたのよ。遵守事項違反だと知っていても。だってこれを奪われたらいくら不愛想な貴様でもそのつまらない無表情が歪んでくれるでしょ。あ ああ、我慢しがいがあったわね。わざと泳がしていたことも気づかずに。
It's been so long since such deep despair crossed my mind.
ああ、そうね。これさえあれば、あの坊やはもう貴様のことなんて必要ないんじゃないかしら。
That's why I will continue to kill my heart at the bottom of hell today.
これだけは肝に銘じておきなさい、ドブネズミ。
Nothing enters my field of vision.
まだ目の届かないところで悪さをするようであれば、私は私に誓ってあの坊やをこの地獄の底に落とすわ。
I can't hear any sound.
このバーコードと同じものがあの坊やに刻まれることになるかもね。あんな未来ある幼い子を地下送りにはしたくないでしょう。自分のせいで死ぬまで一生。それともドブネズミはここでつがいになることをお望みなのかしら。人を爆死させる犯罪者ですもの。それもいいかもしれないわね。
To the point of nothingness, I am nothing but a doll, a niño. But when I remember his face, eventually, I can no longer kill my heart. The cloudy image in my heart becomes clear. Wait, I need a thumbnail for today. Sad tears silently fall down my cheeks. Two long weeks finally come to an end.
懲罰はこれにて終了だ。夕食より集団に合流し、明日から刑務作業に戻れ。
As suffering greets me upon my release, her face has a look of pity.
2度目の懲罰棒送りになったお前は、再び劣等受刑者と判断された。明日から持ち回りで監視がつくことになっているから、そのつもりでいろ。
I like how suffering really has a soft spot for Minato, man. Anyway.
まあ、とりあえず、顔を洗っておけ。すごいことになってるから。
My face is covered in mud, and dirt, and stained with dried blood. My teeth and jaw joints are also grinding. Probably because I spent 2 weeks biting on a gag.
食欲がなければ、先に独房へ戻ることもできる。今日はゆっくり休め。
But I don't intend to do that. It is already past 5:30. There is still some time left in the evening break. I immediately head towards the library. As I expected, she is there as usual. She's reading a Hon with a melancholic expression. Okay, this might be a better screenshot. I mean thumbnail for like today's video. Returning to normalcy after this long makes me really happy. Wait, did I read the... Oh yeah, I read the previous line. Chisato. When I speak to her, she stands up and slowly turns around. Just now, I was released. I'm Heiki. I'm feeling very well. She lets out a sigh and seems relieved. The naming happened. I sit in my usual seat at the front, but Chisato doesn't sit down. I see. That's good then. She keeps brushing her bangs nervously. It seems like they still suspect I had an accomplice. They said that just making contact with suspicious people would get you put in solitary. Of course, Chisato already knows that Yugao Kanchicho already threatened her about Suichiro.
じゃあもうここには来ないことにする。
As expected, she's gonna act like this so she could, there's two things going on. Both the selfish side, which is to protect herself, and also to protect Hinata. But let's see how this goes. I feel as if a bright, warm flame that's been beside me all this time is trying to quietly slip away from me. It's true that I was banned for creative activities. Starting tomorrow, I'll have guards watching me, so we won't be able to write like this anymore. But there's a way. We can get out of here. You were put in this facility for self-defense and being falsely accused. If we can prove that, your life sentence will surely be revoked. That's what I believe. Let's find a way to do it. There's nothing we can't do if we set our minds to it. They only confiscated the second half of our manuscript. The first half is still intact. So, let's get out of here and finally complete that story. If we do that, everything is ours. I can't bear to let that something slip away. So, I put a heat on them of my own in my words. But she just smiles quietly.
外には出られないよ。
She shakes her head quietly.
再審請求しても握りつぶされるだけだ。そんなのできないって言われたら囚人には何もできない。
Then let's escape together.
もっとできないよ。ここから出られた人どこにもいないんだよ。
She laughs at my absurd suggestion. What if we went out that old mine tunnel?
体ぺしゃんこになるよ。
You just had to train a lot.
頼もしいね。
She smiles gently.
でも外の世界じゃ私は生きていけない。生きてるだけで誰かに迷惑かけちゃうんだ。
That's not true.
ここにしか私の居場所はない。
How do you know that?
わかるよ。知ってるんだ。あのシナリオはきっと完成しないって。
The fire is slowly leaving me. My body temperature drops as everything disappears into the
やっ
distance.
ぱり私にはハッピーエンドを書くことはできない。だって私にはハッピーエンドを信じることができないんだ。地下では感情をなくさないと生きていけない。なのに湊と一緒にいると君のことばっかり考えてしまう。君の顔ばっかり思い浮かんで心をうまく殺せない。いつか湊は出ていってしまうのに一人で生きていけなくなっちゃう。私は君といるとダメになっちゃうんだ。
I want to cling to her, to stop her, but my mouth won't open properly.
そうね、分かってるんだけど、あの時嬉しかったな。これ以上ひどいところに行くことになってもいいのって尋ねた時、それでもいいって言ってくれて、すごく 嬉しかった。もしかしたら地下でも地獄の底でも一緒にいてくれるのかもって。
That was my intention. I would have stayed by your side for 10 years. Or 20.
けど私にはそんなことできない。
However, she rejects that idea.
お姉さんは君を不幸にはできないんだ。
Because she's afraid of seeing me suffer in the underground.
だから現実はいつだってビターエンドだ。
Bitter in the... Wait, okay, this is a good, probably a good one. Give me a sec. She smiles.
残ってる健康は好きに使って大丈夫だから。
But she looks very sad. I don't want to see that kind of smile on her face.
筆箱と鉛筆大切にするね。
But still, the words won't come out. There should be so much I want to say.
なと
Chisato hides behind the bag she always touches.
これから先どうか
With her right eye, she reveals herself.
どうかご安全に。 She completely ends our relationship. I have to end it. I'm gonna end it here. This is a good stopping point. Okay, as much as I want to continue, actually I want to continue, but like my desire to do other things is also there. Well, I'm gonna be trying. I'll be strict this week. I'll do the 1 hour per day per weekday. I'll do it. Okay. I'll do that. I'll prioritize that over Baldur's Gate 3. But for now, I'm gonna switch over to Baldur's Gate 3, or rather, I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing. A lot of the edits are painful. Well, you know, I'll probably do a lazy edit, so I do apologize if there's a lot of context disappeared, but like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but yeah, whatever. All right, we'll continue again tomorrow. I'll be strict again about like the 1 hour thing every weekday. This weekday. Oh shit, isn't it this week? Doom Eternal comes out. Oh fuck. Okay, I'll try to do 1 hour. Okay, not try. I'll do 1 hour. I'll do 1 hour. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload, or Baldur's Gate 3 if you're watching me play that for some reason. I don't know why you're watching me that. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Ciao.
Ame no oto ga mado tataku ベッド